A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all-old-time radio.
Check, life checks, and good, hot Lawson presents Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy are in a magnetic tunnel car. A tunnel car in a mine shaft deep below the surface of the planet Venus. As they rise toward ground level, Happy prepares the weapons they hope will enable them to rescue Tonga from two criminals.
2 ray guns each. That ought to be enough.
We'll have to be careful. We can't give them a chance to harm Tonga.
It'll be dark in an hour or so. Then we can sneak up on them. What was that?
An explosion. Tractor has blown up the entrance to the tunnel.
We're sealed in.
Oh, brace yourself. Our tunnel car is going to crash.
We'll be back in just a moment with today's Space Patrol story, The Caverns of VEnus.
Space Patrol!
A cyclone? Just Johnny Jones rushing out the door to the grocery. Gang, he just heard there's a swell surprise inside of every new package of checks.
Metal.
Johnny's found the surprise.
A magic space picture. Wowee.
Wowee is right. Gang, with a magic space picture, you can have the time of your life. First, you stare at the mysterious picture. What is it? Who is it? It's hard to tell. But then you look up at the sky or at a wall, and suddenly...
Jumping Jupiter. I can see a flying saucer in the sky. Gosh, this picture really is magic.
Magic, and how? Why, with magic space pictures, you can see all kinds of objects floating in space. Objects so big and clear, you'll think they're real. Flying saucer, rocket ship, planet Saturn, Buzz Corey, Cadet Happy. These are just a few of the magic space pictures. Altogether, there are 24, all different. And you get one inside of every new package of checks. So start collecting the whole set of 24 magic space pictures today. Look for the packages of rice checks and wheat checks with Buzz Corey or Cadet Happy on the outside and the magic space picture on the inside. And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, The Caverns of VEnus. Buzz Corey and Cadet Happy, aboard their space battle cruiser Terra 5, are en route to the planet Mars to see Tonga, who's been in the Mars capital, Lowell City, for several weeks. Under orders from Major Robertson, he's been investigating repeated disappearances of critical materials from government and private manufacturing plants. At this moment, the commander is briefing Happy on their procedure for contacting Tonga.
Tonga's code message didn't give us much information, Happy. However, she seems to have uncovered a clue on how the robberies are being committed.
Where do we meet her, Commander?
There's a small science library on a side street in Lowell City, used by engineers and other technical workers. At 1700 hours Universal Star Time, Tonga will be in the number 4 microfilm projection room.
That sounds like a nice, quiet place. I'm really anxious to hear what Tonga's found.
We'll know in an hour or so, Happy. Contact Lowell City Space Control for landing procedure.
Right, sir. Cadet Happy aboard Terra 5 calling Space Control, Lowell City, Mars. Cadet Happy aboard Terra 5 calling Space Control, Lowell.
Yeah, Dutton. This is your apartment. Try the door. It's locked.
Yeah. This electronic key will open it. We'll have to work fast. We may come back any minute. Close the door. Okay, Wharton, get busy. Go through the desk. I'll search the belts and drawers.
Okay. Well, personally, I don't think the girl's a Space Patrol agent at all.
Oh, you don't, huh? Well, she's only been working at the electronics plant for 3 weeks, and she wanders all over the factory, into every section.
That's just a gadabout. Get out, some women are. Maybe she's just ambitious. Wants to advance.
Well, she's too ambitious to suit me. Yeah. Look at this.
What is it?
Notes on various employees of the plant. Just listen to this. Hastings frequently left to leave his section after work. Drives expensive service car.
Maybe she's got a crush on Hastings.
Yeah.
Anyway, let her watch him. Hastings isn't one of our men.
Here's a sketch of the shipping room and a schedule of the departure path.
Well, there still isn't much to worry about. You can't find out how he operates.
Maybe not. But I will have to watch her from now on. Come on, let's get out of here.
All right.
Hey, wait a minute. Look at this.
It's just a pill.
Yeah? Look at it closely.
Neither being pills.
That's right.
You'd better take it before she has it analyzed.
How do we know this is the only one she has? If she finds out there is chemical in these tablets which will give a person a partial lapse of memory.
You know how we smuggle things out of the factory?
We can't take any more chances. Find her, trail her. And the first chance we get, we'll fix her so she won't cause any.
Yeah. Here's projection room 4, Doctor. The microfilm projector's on.
Yeah. She must have the lights off if she's running the machine.
I know where the switch is.
Good. Open the door and turn the lights on quickly.
Come in. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. This room is unused.
Yeah, we know. Shut the door, Wharton. I'll turn off this projector.
What's the meaning of this? Get out of here right away or I'll call the attendant.
The attendant is locked in the cloakroom. There is no one else in the library.
I don't know who you are, but I've seen this other man at the factory. I'll report him to the superintendent.
You won't report anything to anybody. You've done your last bit of spying.
What are you talking about?
What are you holding behind your back? Come on. Let's have a look. Here, hold it.
Let go of me.
It's an envelope. Addressed to Commander Corey of the Space Patrol.
What's in it, Doctor?
A copy of the papers we found in her apartment. In the security department, Senate report on the anti-radiation page. She's listed 2 grains of amezabine among the ingredients. It's common is enough to cause temporary and partial lapse of memory for a period of 1 hour.
Lucky you followed her here.
Come on. We'll take her out to the back door to our surface car.
Why not finish her off here?
Not a bad idea. There's nobody in the building.
Take your hands off me.
There's no use struggling, sister. All right, let's go of her. It's Corey. Get him. If he's right on Morton, I'll get him with this jab.
Commander, look out!
Not told. Now let's finish the boat.
No. Corey may have somebody outside. Get those papers and let's get out of here through the back door.
Right.
Commander.
We've got to stop them.
Commander, somebody locked the attendant. Tonga, what's happened?
2 men knocked the commander out. They ran out the rear door.
Are you all right, Commander?
Yeah.
They took the evidence I had for you.
We'll get more. Meanwhile, we know who we're after. Let's get to Lowell City headquarters and send out an alarm. We'll put guards. And this fellow Wharton worked at the electronics plant. Huh?
That's right, Commander. That's who I've never seen before. Oh, it's the intercom.
I'll get him. Colonel Carter's office. Commander Corey here. Oh, I'll take the message. I see. Well, good work, Major. Thanks. This is Major Blake, making a complete check of the electronics plant. The employees you mentioned will be brought in for questioning.
I'm afraid that won't do much good, Commander.
Oh, yes, the amezabine. Well, as Dr. Ryan explained it to me, the amezabine doesn't interfere with a person's ability to carry out routine tasks. If he's told to do some apparently harmless act, he'll do it. An hour or so later, he'll have forgotten it.
Well, then it's no wonder Dratcher and Wharton's gang could get away with thousands of credits worth of equipment and materials. They had perfectly honest people doing their dirty work.
What made you suspect the pills in the first place, Commander?
It took a lot of little incidents before I really got to wondering. Once I misplaced a test meter. One of the girls said I put her on a bench.
Mm-hmm.
I was certain I hadn't. But there it was. I had no recollection of putting it there. Later, I noticed other people forgetting things. All of a sudden, it occurred to me that in every case, he'd been given an anti-radiation tablet.
Commander.
Oh, yes, Happy.
The duty officer just got a report from the captain of the spaceport guard.
About Dratcher and Wharton?
Well, no, sir, at least not directly. But they've traced some stolen equipment to a small robot cargo ship at the port.
Have the guards removed the equipment?
No, sir, they're standing by for orders.
That's a break. Now maybe we can find out how Dratcher and Wharton dispose of these stolen supplies.
How, Commander?
We're going to put a miniature spaceophone tracer transmitter in that ship. By keeping spaceophone fixes on it, you'll know where it is from the minute it blasts off till it lands. Come on, Happy, let's get to the space.
There's no one around the ship, sir.
Okay, Happy, let's get aboard quickly.
It's dark enough at this part of the field.
Don't flash your atomo light, Happy. One of Dratcher's gang may be watching. Got the transmitter?
Right here, sir.
Come on.
Maybe they won't take a chance of blasting off this robot ship, Commander.
I think they will. I want to get this evidence out of the way. Open the hatch, Happy. Wait till I close the hatch before you turn on your atomo light.
Yes, sir. Where we put the tracer transmitter, sir?
Up in the control compartment. We'll conceal it just in case someone comes aboard before blast-off.
They must not be planning to blast off right away. Space Control Tower hasn't been notified.
Let's take a look at this cargo section, Happy. I'd like to see what's in here so we can identify it later.
All right, Commander.
Shine your light around.
Wow. This hold is really loaded.
Look at this stuff. There's a fortune and equipment in here.
And stolen by people who didn't even realize what they were doing.
Whoever loaded this robot ship knew what they were doing all right.
Hey, how did that passageway door close?
Slam shut. Open it, Happy, and prop it open until we finish inspecting this hold.
It's stuck.
Here, I'll give you a hand. That's locked.
Somebody slammed it on. I didn't hear anybody out there.
Yeah, it tripped an automatic mechanism. Electronic beam.
Well, how are we going to get out? Hey, Commander, hang on. The ship's blasting off.
So we'll find out where the ship's going sooner than we expected. We're lucky we got that tracer transmitter.
Yeah.
You can send it the stress signal. Turn it on, Happy.
Sir, I haven't got the transmitter.
What?
I left it in the forward compartment, and it isn't even turned on.
We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. How does he do it, gang? He sees flying saucers in the sky. He sees a robot man on the wall. He sees the planet Saturn floating in the clouds.
You bet I do. And sometimes, up there in space, I see a rocket ship or a speeding jet car.
Gang, how does he do it? What magic power does this boy have?
No magic power to it. Magic space pictures. That's my secret.
Yes, sir, gang, that's the secret. Magic space pictures. And with these wonderful pictures, you can see flying saucers and robot men in the sky, too. You can even see pictures of Tonga in the sky and Major Robertson and Carol. Pictures so big and clear, they practically look real.
It's fun, gang, and it's easy. You just stare at the magic space picture. Look up into the sky and zowie! The magic goes to work. There in the sky, you see the magic space picture, real big and real clear.
There are 24 different magic space pictures, and you get one inside of every new package of checks. So start collecting these wonderful magic space pictures now.
Swap them with your pals. Be the first one in your gang to have a whole set of 24.
Just get the new packages of rice checks and wheat checks with Buzz Corey and Cadet Happy on the outside and the amazing magic space picture on the inside. And now back to our Space Patrol adventure, the Caverns of VEnus. Buzz and Happy entered a robot spaceship at a Lowell City spaceport on the planet Mars to install a tracer spaceophone transmitter. In this way, Buzz hoped to learn the destination of the ship being used by a gang of thieves to transport stolen equipment. But Happy left the transmitter outside a cargo hold. While they were inspecting the stolen loot, the door slammed shut, locking them in the hold. Then the robot ship blasted off, leaving the unwilling passengers with no way to summon help. For hours now, Buzz and Happy have been trying vainly to force open the heavy metal door.
Happy, notice the deceleration?
Yes. We're going to land. It's about time. We must be nearly to Pluto.
It hasn't been as long as it seems, Happy.
That was a bad break, my leaving the transmitter outside the hold. I've got it into a fine mess.
Oh, it wasn't your fault the door slammed shut.
But, sir, nobody knows where we are. We don't even know.
Well, we know this much. When that door opens, we're going to be in for a nice battle with whoever is going to unload this stuff.
Commander, I just thought of something. What if we land on a moon without air? The men will be wearing spacesuits. We'll be finished.
If there is an atmosphere, we stand a fighting chance. Get your ray gun ready, Hap. The ship's landing.
Commander, aren't they going to open that door? We've been sitting here for an hour.
Maybe they just wanted to get the ship off Mars.
Yeah, and just leave it sit here on, well, wherever we are.
Not a very cheerful thought, but it's a possibility.
Sure, we can't stand this much longer. The oxygen must be just about all gone as it is. I'll get kind of sleepy.
I'll try to stay awake, Hap. When that door opens, you've got to be ready to give a good account of yourself.
Yeah. I'll do my best. I have to sleep either. I don't...
Happy. Happy, wake up. Hap, don't go...
Isn't that touching? Both of them sound.
The ray guns in their hands. It's lucky I forced the sleeping gas under the door.
Now, what are we doing?
We'll take them to the stone house and lock them out. And they wait. We'll find out how much the Space Patrol knows about us.
Then what?
We'll wait to see if this robot ship has been trailed. If not, we'll know we're safe here on Venus.
Well, if the ship were being followed, whoever it was would be here by now.
Let's play it safe. We're cut. I want to produce Corey alive. I'll carry Corey. You take the cadet.
Okay, Doctor.
That's heavier than he looks. Corey's no lightweight either. All right, let's get going. What was that?
I guess I kicked one of their Carmelites rolled over there somewhere in the dark.
Take it easy going down that ladder. Come on, Corey, wake up.
You're through, Cadet. You've had a nice long nap. Snap out of it.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Leave him alone.
So Corey's awake. Now we can talk.
Thatcher and Wharton.
That's right. Our meeting in the library on Mars was somewhat brief, but I see you managed to catch our names.
Too bad that girl spy of yours isn't along, Corey. It can make a nice reunion.
She's back in Lowell City getting information on you guys that'll fix your rockets for good.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Now tell us, what information does she have? Come on, let's have it.
Oh, you and the cadet better speak up. You're a long way from help. Where are we? We're on Venus. A very rugged, remote part of Venus. That tells us a lot.
Well, it doesn't matter. But since you're so curious, do you know the Gorbeton Mountain region?
Yes.
You're right in the heart of that range, near the old tungsten mine.
This is your chief hideout, I suppose. Now, it's more than that. This rock house is only a part of our merchandising venture.
Yes. Quite a bit of it is underground. We got thousands upon thousands of credits worth of equipment stored away in the lower levels of the mine shaft.
And enough food and water to last us for years, along with a supply of weapons. All set to stand a siege.
It's necessary. However, I don't think that situation will arise. You see, Wharton and I are the only ones who know you're here.
How did you get off Mars? You weren't in the robot ship, were you?
No. We managed to get a ship belonging to a member of my organization. We control the robot ship from there.
One of our men saw you get aboard, and Space phoned us the information.
Mm-hmm. Now that we've been so free with our information, suppose you tell us what... What?
Thought I heard a spaceship.
I don't hear anything.
Guess I'm getting jumpy.
Yeah. All right, Corey. Just what information does the Space Patrol have about Wharton and me?
You're wasting your time, Thatcher.
I have plenty of time. Sorry I can't say the same for you. Perhaps a few hours or days without food and water will loosen your tongue. Come on, Wharton. Let's leave our guests alone for a while.
I'm sure hungry.
Try not to think about it, Thatcher.
Yes, I wish there was some way to break out of this place. The walls are a foot thick.
If I could be sure where Thatcher and Wharton are, we might try the window.
We better do it before we get too weak.
So the glass won't break.
We could pry the lock loose, but there's nothing to pry with. I've looked. There's not even anything under the bed, if you can call that hunk of junk a bed.
The bed. That's it.
Huh? Well, how can we pry it with a bed?
Got a steel frame, Happy. We can work the bolts loose. We can use one side of the frame as a crowbar.
It's great, Commander.
Let's get to work. It's going to be a tight squeeze getting through the window, but as soon as you hit the ground, head for Dratcher's spaceship.
Right. Well, at least we've got one break. Hey, these bolts are loose. Looks like we won't have any trouble with it.
Well, Corey may not be ready to talk yet, but I'll bet that cadet's getting mighty hungry.
What you ought to do is separate him. We could probably work on the cadet if the commander wasn't there to bolster his courage.
You may have something, Wharton. It's worth a try. We'll go to the stone house and take the cadet out to our shack.
Gotcha. Look, they're out. They're running for your ship.
Quick! Cut them off!
Hurry, Happy. Into the ship.
They're cutting us off. They've got ray guns, too, sir.
Head the other way toward the mountain.
Yes, sir.
We'll hide till it's dark.
Let him go. Why waste our breath running? What are we going to do out there in the mountains? There's no food or water.
You're right, Doctor. They'll come crawling back in a few hours.
Well, if they don't, we can save ourselves a nasty job.
We've got to keep watching those spaceships.
Yeah, we'll take turns. Wharton, just keep walking and don't turn your head.
What's the matter?
You did hear his spaceship after all. That poor girl has come here.
Huh?
She's hiding around the corner of the shack.
Huh?
Yeah, very good. Pretend we're going to walk right past the shack. Okay. So, why shouldn't we take 10,000 credits now when we can get twice that much by waiting a few weeks?
Oh, yeah, Doctor. But on the other hand, we could use a little ready cash.
Well, I'm not saying we can, but... Take the brake on that.
Oh,
We said drop it. Hold still and you won't get hurt.
Made a very bad mistake by coming here, Tonga.
What have you done with Commander Corey and Happy?
They aren't around right now. But I think they'll be back before long. And they get a look at our...
Guess they aren't coming after us.
No. We'll wait till dark and try to surprise them. Rest a minute.
He's standing down there by the shack. I can... Hey, Commander, looks like there's somebody with him. Smoking rockets, Commander. It's Tonga. How did she get here? You just pop out of the ground?
Wharton did hear a spaceship after all. Must have landed on the other side of the mountain.
We can't leave Tonga with those two rats. What do we do now?
Wait a minute. Thatcher said there were food and weapons down in the mine shafts.
Hey, that's right.
It must be an opening up there. 200 yards. Come on.
We're in luck. A tunnel car. But it looks like there's no power.
Magnetic car, self-contained power unit. You can zip down the shaft and come back with food and ray guns. Get in, Hap.
Hey, this thing's just like a miniature spaceship.
Only much simpler to operate. Shut the door and shove off. Here we go.
I locked the controls of the robot ship and my space cruiser, Tonga, in case Corey and the cadet tried to pull a fast one.
They'll find a way to get you.
Yeah? Well, I found something, too, in the robot ship. This miniature spaceophone transmitter. So that's how you traced us here.
Not entirely. When the commander and Happy didn't come back from the Lowell City spaceport, I blasted off on the trajectory that Space Control said the robot ship was on. I didn't hear the tracer signal until the robot ship had landed.
What? Wharton must have kicked it on and he dragged the cadet out of the ship.
Second. We got a problem.
Wharton, I told you to go over the mountains and smash the controls of Tonga's ship so Corey can blast off.
He's not going over the mountain. He's going under. Corey and the cadet have gone down in the mine.
What?
They've taken the tunnel car. They'll be back up here in a few minutes with weapons of their own.
We got to stop them.
How can we?
Get some cosmic detonators and close out the opening.
No, you can't do that.
I'll watch the girl. Hurry. There's the tunnel.
Two ray guns apiece. That ought to be enough.
We'll wait till dark and sneak up on them.
There's the entrance up ahead. What was that? Commander, look out, up ahead. Stop!
The tunnel's caved in. Brace yourself. We're going to crash.
Wow.
You all right, Happy?
I just bumped my head a little, but I'm okay.
They've blown up the tunnel entrance. There are tons of rock between us and the surface.
How are we going to get out?
Get out of the tunnel car, Happy. Bring the Tom alive. Hey, shine your light over there. Seems to be a small side passage this side of the cave-in.
That's funny. I didn't notice that passageway when we came in.
Let's have a look.
You can't leave them down there in that shaft. You can't.
And just how would you suggest we go about getting them out?
For this,
Watch the girl.
No, you don't.
I'll take both of you.
Oh, you will, huh?
Hire her. We can't watch her all the time.
All right, right here, Wharton.
Hold him up.
Look out, Commander. Take care of Wharton, Happy.
Well, Wharton won't bother us for a while, Commander.
That's enough, Danny.
Get up. Got the guns, Happy?
Yes, sir.
The commander and Happy. I thought they had this field in the mine.
Well, we found a passage leading to a small opening several hundred yards up the slope.
Another opening. I didn't know there was one.
The explosion must have opened up an old passageway in the mine.
Yeah, that just shows you, Dratcher. You don't know your own mind.
We'll be back in just a moment with a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yes, sir, gang, there's 24 different Magic Space Pictures. And Buzz Corey wants you to have all of them, just like real Space Patrollers do.
There's 3 of Buzz Corey, and they're all different.
There's 2 of Cadet Happy.
And 2 of Tonga.
There's a Magic Space picture of Buzz Corey's insignia.
And the Space Patrol badge.
There's a Space Liner pilot.
A picture of Major Robertson.
A jet car.
A flying saucer.
A rocket ship.
The planet Saturn.
A space pirate.
The Deadly Iron Fist.
And all kinds of other Magic Space pictures.
They work real easy, gang. First, you stare at the mysterious picture.
What is it? Who is it? You can't tell.
Then, you look up at the sky or at a wall.
And hocus pocus, the magic goes to work. You see a giant space picture floating in the sky.
And it's so big and clear, it almost looks like a real object or person. Fun, man, oh man.
So, gang, start now. Collect all 24 of the Magic Space Pictures. There's only one place to get them, and that's inside of every new package of checks. So look for the new packages of rice checks and wheat checks, with Buzz Corey or Cadet Happy on the outside and the swell Magic Space Picture on the inside. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are exploring a deserted city on the planet Saturn. As they enter a room filled with precious gems, a stealthy figure slinks to the door and aims a ray gun at them.
Look out, Commander. He's got a ray gun. He's firing.
Quick, Cap, run down that passage. Keep going. He's right behind us. It's dark in here. He won't be able to see us.
Uh-oh. Commander, it's a dead-end passage. We're trapped.
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story of Forgotten City, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol!
Boys and girls, this is your commander with a vital message. Answer the call of the helpless by giving like a real space patroller to the 1953 American Red Cross Fund.
Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Glenn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Nina Berra, Bela Kovach, Ken Mayer, and Stephen Robertson. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again present the new exciting Space Patrol! Be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol story on your local ABC television station. Consult your local paper for time and channel. This transcribed program came to you from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network. Wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy are exploring a deserted city on the planet Saturn. As they enter a room filled with precious gems, a stealthy figure slinks to the door and aims a ray gun at them.
Look out, Commander. He's got a ray gun. He's firing.
Quick, Cap, run down that passage.
Keep going, Happy. He's right behind him. It's dark in here. He won't be able to see it. Commander, it's a dead-end passage. We're trapped.
We'll be back in just a moment with today's Space Patrol story, The Forgotten City. It's the cereal of the future, the real space cereal. A cereal that's different from any other cereal in the universe. The cereal you see on Commander Corey's own breakfast table. Delicious Rice Chex, the cereal with a flavor like no other flavor in all the universe. Delicious Rice Chex, crisp shredded rice, spun in that modern bite-sized design for easy eating. Delicious Rice Chex, a real space cereal. Gang, those bite-sized biscuits have space inside so they can fill up with milk or cream. Try Rice Chex today. The only bite-sized rice cereal in the universe. Rice Chex, the only official Space Patrol rice cereal, Rice Chex. The super cereal that helps to supercharge you. Rice Chex at your grocers in the brand new red and white checkerboard package. with Buzz Courier, Cadet Happy on the outside and the Magic Space Picture on the inside. Rice checks! Rice checks! And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, The Forgotten City. Buzz and Happy are flying low over the Cinder Mountains on the planet Saturn, searching for a trace of a meteorology specialist, believed to have crashed in his atmosphere ship in the rugged region. So far, their spaceophone receiver has failed to pick up a signal from the automatic transmitter carried by the scientist, Byron Stearns.
Professor Stearns' transmitter must have finally crossed out, Commander.
According to Space Patrol Saturn, we're very close to the point from which the signal came. Watch the viewscope, Pat, we may be able to spot the wreckage.
Must have been a pretty rugged crash to knock out that automatic transmitter.
Let's hope Stearns had time to get into a spacesuit. If the ship's hull was smashed, he couldn't survive very long in this part of Saturn.
Well, what was it he was trying to tell Space Control just before the emergency transmitter cut out?
There was a lot of interference, Happy, almost like a jamming signal according to Space Control. The operator thought Stearns was telling him about sighting another atmosphere ship making close passes at him.
Something? They're on a lab ship?
Well, if we can prove something was responsible for whatever happened to Professor Stearns, some pilot would be grounded permanently.
And if he saw Professor Stearns was in trouble, he probably got away from this area as fast as he could. We may not be able to trail him.
We'll see. If that was the case, the pilot was further negligent in not notifying Space Control if the lab ship was in trouble. We'll just keep searching. The last signal from the professor's emergency transmitter tells us that his ship was grounded.
I hope he didn't end up in one of those narrow ravines.
There's a chance he might have landed on the other side of the mountain range. We'll round that peak and circle back.
Commander, am I having hallucinations?
What do you mean?
Well, I was sure we were hundreds of feet from the nearest city, but isn't that an atmosphere shell way up there on that mountain?
Well, it certainly is. It's no hallucination. That's the dome of Rubeck.
Rubeck?
Yes, Rubeck, the forgotten city of Saturn.
Well, what's it doing up there in the Sundar range?
It was built centuries ago by one of Saturn's first space pioneers, a man named Lucian Rubeck, the last remaining privately owned city in the solar system.
It doesn't look very big by modern standards. Still, it's pretty impressive, stuck way up there in the mountains.
It's been deserted for nearly 100 years, Happy. Lucian Rubeck's descendants lived there for several generations, and they gradually drifted away to the larger cities in the planet.
The forgotten city. I'd like to visit it someday.
It's pretty interesting. I understand it may be reopened by the government as a museum and put to some other use. That is, if none of the surviving Rubeck family object.
Well, why should they object? They are using the place.
Technically, it's still their property. The government's legal staff has been trying to locate the Rubeck heirs. Plenty are still alive.
Control Saturn calling Commander Corey aboard Terra 5. Control Saturn calling Commander Corey.
Corey here, go ahead.
Commander, a space patrol ship was located with Professor Stearns.
Is he all right?
Oh, yes, sir. He was doing a space wandering around the
Vulcan range. That's 100 DU from the Sundar region.
Yes, sir. The automatic transmitter could have been out of adjustment.
I'm glad he's been found. Did he say how he crashed?
He wasn't able to get much information, Commander, and we haven't found records of the ship.
Where is he now?
Being brought to Saturn City Hospital. Send him to care for space surgery.
Withdraw all patrols except the squadron in the Vulcan lane. Let's proceed with the search till Stern's ship is found.
Yes, Commander.
Corey out.
That's rather strange, isn't it, sir?
About Stern showing up in the Vulcan lane? Yes, sir. I'm a bit confused about his exact location. The important thing is that he's safe.
And very lucky, since that would have been to stay at the wrecked ship instead of wandering through the mountains.
It gives Stearns a chance to recover from his ordeal before we question him. In the meantime, are you still curious about the Forgotten City?
Yes, sir.
Then get out our spacesuit. We'll land outside the dome and do a little investigating.
Here's the lock control switch. It doesn't look so ancient. It's Imperium. It's as shiny as it was installed yesterday. Hope the power's still on. You'll know in a minute. I'll open the switch housing. Let's see. Here's the inside. Oh, here we are. Well, so far, so good. Now let's try the interlock and go into the next city. Inside the dome, the city really looks big. 100 years ago, Rubeck City was one of the most important settlements of Saturn, I think. And now it's completely deserted. Check your atmosphere indicator. Yes. That's funny. Going to indicate that the city's air has been depleting after 100 years. And they can open the faceplate for our helmets.
Oh, the air is really full. How do you account for that, Commander?
Well, Well, there are two explanations. The dome is so well constructed that none of the poisonous Saturn air is leaked in, or else the atmosphere washing plant is still in operation.
After 100 years?
You couldn't have to work very often. Nothing inside the city shells to use up the air.
Yeah, that's right. Smoking rockets, this is some city. Look at the tower up there.
Lubeck Tower. Jason Lubeck designed it himself. Got his headquarters in the top floor.
And now Lubeck is a ghost city, completely deserted.
Makes you realize how impermanent human beings are. Uh-oh.
What did you say? What'd you find?
I saw a Bravo lying in the snow.
Yeah. Probably thrown there by one of the last people to leave Lubeck.
It's a medicine bottle. Space sickness formula. CH25.
And whoever threw it there hasn't been troubled with space sickness for 100 years.
That's for sure. This is a new formula, Happy. Hasn't been on the market more than 6 months.
What?
Your eyes open, Hank. Evidently, Lubeck City isn't as deserted as we thought.
Come in.
There are visitors in the city.
I know, Shepard. I've been watching them from the tower room. There's space patrol.
What are they doing here? We've got to get rid of them.
Don't get excited, Shepard. By their casual attitude, they must think the city's deserted.
But no one ever comes here. They must know something.
If they suspected what we're using the city for, they'd have brought more men with them. Let them snoop around. It isn't likely they'll come up here.
Suppose Grayton comes back while they're here.
I've contacted Grayson by spaceophone. He'll keep away from the city until the space patrolmen leave.
Did he get rid of the lab ship pilot?
Yes. Turn him loose in the Vulcan Mountains. Pilot's already been picked up.
Suppose he tells them he was shut down near Lubeck.
He's in a very dazed, confused condition. Grayson's all right. Space patrol will assume the pilot was mistaken. Besides, you removed all trace of the wreckage of the ship.
Yes, and I destroyed the automatic transmitter.
Then there's nothing to worry about.
But old Hannah, the space patrol and the city...
I know why they're here. The government's getting ready to take over Lubeck.
We have to leave before they find the stolen tools and space credits we hidden here.
They won't search the city when they find out I'm the great-great-granddaughter of Lucien Lubeck.
What? You are a descendant of Lucien Lubeck.
No, of course not. But I can convince the government I am. I'm having special documents forged in Saturn City right now. I'll be able to convince the most skeptical attorney that I'm really the only living legal heir to Lubeck City.
Oh, I hope so. But I still don't like the idea of those space patrolmen snooping around.
Let them snoop. And don't interfere.
Oh, this is some building, Commander.
Yes, Happy. Lubeck's spent a fortune on this one building alone.
And the elevator's there. Shall we go up to the tower? We could get a real good look at the city from there.
Just a minute, Happy. Look at the carvings on this door. I bet anything Lucien Lubeck had this imported from the planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the door was taken from an ancient Oriental temple.
From a deserted city on Earth to a deserted city on Saturn.
A massive handle. You don't see metalwork of this kind anymore, Happy. Where this door leads.
Yeah, there's a light on in there.
It flashed on automatically when I opened the door. Let's have a look. We'll go up to the tower later.
Yes, sir. Oh, this must have been Lucien Lubeck's treasure room.
That's amazing. Look at those gold and silver gauntlets. Those nice and candlesticks.
Oh, look. An ancient platinum electric lamp stand.
I think Lubeck's descendants had thinned out everything of value from this land and apparently underground.
Imagine all this stuff sitting here for hundreds of years and with no lock on the door.
Oh, no, Happy. This object isn't 100 years old.
Yeah, it's a model spaceship, studded with jewels.
It's a very recent model, too.
Diamonds and rubies.
Happy, listen. Hear the sound of the door.
Uh-oh. Look out, Commander. There's a man with a ray gun.
Hold your fire. We're space patrolmen.
That's why I am shooting.
Quick, Happy, down this passage.
You aren't going to escape that way.
Keep going, Happy's right behind us. Yes, sir. It's dark in here. He won't be able to see us.
Commander, it's a dead-end passage. We're trapped.
That's right. You're trapped. And I'm going to wait right here and pick you off. One at a time.
We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. Hi, gang. Captain Dick Tupel speaking from the planet Earth. Doing a man-on-the-street broadcast this morning to see what some of these kids here on Earth think about the 3 official Space Patrol breakfast cereals. Now, here's a sharp-looking lad. Say there, what'd you say the very first time you tried bite-sized wheat checks?
I said,
And here's another fine-looking chap. Son, what did you say the very first time you tried bite-sized rice checks?
I said,
And here's still another youngster. Tell me, what's your opinion of Instant Ralston, a hot super cereal made of rich whole wheat?
man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
Try 'em yourself, gang. You'll say the very same thing.
Mm-hmm. Man, oh, man, oh, man.
Yes, get 'em today, boys and girls. Rice checks, wheat checks, good hot Ralston.
And remember, checks now have a brand new package. The Buzz Courier Cadet Happy on the outside and the Magic Space Picture on the inside.
And now back to Space Patrol and the adventure of a forgotten city. Buzz and Happy were searching for an atmosphere ship crashed in the Cinder Mountains of Saturn near the deserted city of Rubeck. After learning from Space Control that the missing pilot has been found 100 BUs away, Buzz and Happy decided to visit the deserted city. They entered the atmosphere shell without any trouble. But, unknown to the Space Patrolman, Rubeck is being used by a woman named Orlana as a hideout for stolen jewels. While Buzz and Happy were examining a treasure room in the base of a tower, they were fired upon by Orlana's henchman, Shefka. Now, Shefka has them cornered in a darkened passage and is waiting to shoot them with his ray gun.
Don't try to sneak up on me. I can hear every move you make. I warned you.
I'll take that ray gun. Have you got him, sir? No, stay down, Happy. He broke loose after him, Hap. Yes, sir. Well, there he goes through that door. He's locked that door on this way on the spot. It's opening, sir. After him, quickly. He's in the elevator, Commander. Come out of there. Oh, he's going up to the tower. He'll take the stairs. Come on, Happy.
Oh, you fool. You blundering fool.
But they were in the treasure room at the base of the
What
tower.
if they were? You could have explained everything that's there. I have a difficult time now after your idiotic interference.
I'm sorry, Orlana. I only did what I thought was best.
Attacking Space Patrolman. They'd never have known anyone was in the city to obeyed my orders.
What are we going to do now?
I'll have to face them and make an explanation. They're probably searching the tower now.
If you get me another gun, I could still fight them off.
No. Get in the next room and contact Jason. Tell him to come in with his Space Patrol ships outside the shell and nothing.
I thought that...
You've done all the thinking you're going to do. And now I'll just do what I tell you. If I can explain our presence here, I can explain Brayton's. If the Space Patrol is skeptical, well, Brayton's a good man to have around.
Yes. Drayton can handle that.
If you keep your mouth shut, we won't need Brayton. Now go on, make that Space Patrol call.
Yes, Orlana.
I'll go out and look for it.
This is the top floor of the tower, sir. I'll be careful, Hunter. I'll search every room. Where do I get my hands on a character? Somewhere on the side of that door.
Oh, there you are. I was hoping I'd find you.
You're looking for someone, too.
Oh, you mean Shefka, my assistant. He told me what happened. I'm terribly sorry.
Where is he? I want to talk to him.
Please step in here. He'll be right out.
Thanks. Come on, Hunter. Yes, sir. I'm Commander Corey of the Space Patrol.
And I'm Orlana Rubeck.
Rubeck. And you're related to the Lucian Rubeck who built this city.
Yes, that's right. He was my great-great-grandfather.
I was under the impression that the city was deserted.
Well, I came here a few months ago with a couple of servants. Shefka, the man who fired at you, has been with his family for years.
Does he always treat visitors so cordially?
Oh, really, I'm awfully sorry about that. Shefka has a great sense of loyalty. He thinks his chief duty is to protect me.
So why do you live here in this deserted city?
I'm not surprised that you're curious, but the explanation's very simple. I'm writing a book about my family.
You like to work in solitude, huh?
Yes, it's a great inspiration to work right here in Lubeck City, where so much of Saturn history is made. And, too, there are many ancient records and family documents right at hand.
I see. I suppose that you can prove that you're a member of the Rubeck family.
Oh, naturally. I can refer to some influential people in Saturn City.
Now, would you bring your servant out here, please?
Yes, I'll be only a moment.
Yes, sir? What do you think? I don't know. Just writing a book is as good an explanation for being here as any. Matter of fact, a book about the Rubecks would no doubt be very popular. We'll see.
What's the matter? Look at this plastic folder. It was on the desk.
What is that?
Looks like a official identification folder.
Okay, this is Baron Stone's ID folder.
Hmm? The lab ship file?
Yes. It was found in the Vulcan Mountains. The identification folder is here in Rubeck City.
Oh. How could his...
Stand back. Like there's nothing happened.
Mrs. Shefka.
Commander Corey, please accept my apology. I was greatly in the wrong. I acted in a mistaken sense of duty.
If you thought we were intruders, there'd be some excuse, but have you forgotten that you seemed to accept the fact that we were space patrolmen at the time?
Well, I acted on impulse, Commander. Again, I'm sorry.
All right, Chester. And Miss Rubeck,
Yes, Commander.
I was just telling Cadet Happy that a book on the Rubeck family ought to be very popular.
Well, I hope so, Commander.
I'd like to look over the first few chapters of your manuscript.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm nearly in the note-gathering stage right now. There's really nothing down in manuscript form that anyone could read but myself.
Oh, I see. And would you show me around the tower? I imagine you must have a lot of time to curious.
Well, is this an official search, Commander?
No, I don't have a warrant, but if you object to a formal tour.
Oh, no, not at all. Chester and I'll be delighted to show you around.
Judging by a few items Happy and I saw down below, this ought to be very interesting.
But I think you've seen just about every room in the tower, Commander.
How about that room over there?
Oh, that's just a closet for a cleaning supplies.
Would you mind opening it?
Well, really, Commander,
Or I could come back with a warrant and squad a patrol.
Very well, if you insist. But there's really nothing in there. Unlock it, Chester.
Joanna.
Open it, Chester.
Well, some real old family heirlooms. Stacks of space credits. All that money in a closet for cleaning supplies?
I suppose it is rather odd. But then here in this deserted city, one place is just literally nothing.
I'd like to ask you something, Miss Rubeck. How do you happen to have an identification holder belonging to a space patrol scientist named Byron Stearns?
Byron Stearns? I don't understand.
Stearns is reported in trouble in this area and was rescued in the Vulcan Mountain region. I'm waiting for an explanation, Miss Rubeck.
Drayton, get them.
Yes, Solana.
Look out, Commander.
That takes care of the big one. Now for you, my smaller friend.
Take your big mitts off me.
Quit struggling or I'll break your arm.
Ow!
I'll help you, Drayton.
Get away, Captain. I can handle it.
We got here just in time, Drayton.
What are they doing?
They just wandered in. They know about that lab ship pilot. We found his identification filled out.
Better take care of them for good.
I don't want any slip-ups this time, Drayton.
You better let me take care of it. He fumbled the last one.
Don't listen to him, Alana. I can fix it. Hold still, Cadet.
Ow! Oh, my shoulder.
Better horse, Bill. Drayton's capable of breaking you in two.
Yeah. And Shefka, too, if he doesn't keep his mouth shut.
That's enough of that, Drayton. I need both of you.
You see, you big Venus buffalo.
Shefka, I'll
Stop
break...
that bickering.
Drayton's fault we're in this mess. He led the lab ship's pilot bouldering your office.
That's enough of that shit. If it hadn't been for your stupid behavior, these men would never known you were here.
Well, what did he do, Alana?
Doesn't matter. Just say one of us again.
Hold still, Cadet, or I'll fix you like I did the other time.
The other fellow is Commander Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol.
Oh. Oh, what do you think of that? I have knocked out the great Commander Corey.
That's just fine, Grayson. I've got more work for you to do.
Yes.
You and Shasta get rid of the commander's ship. Shasta take the ship far away from here and hide it securely. Reckon you'll take my ship and bring Shasta back.
Very well.
First, we've got to dispose of Corey and the cadets. They're on space items. Case the Rex City searched by the Space Patrol. There's a room in the sub-basement of the tower. Seal them in there, Grayson. The room behind the stairs.
Yeah.
And make sure you seal the door up completely. I don't want anyone to suspect that there's even a room there.
You leave it to me, Orlan.
Chester, you help Grayson take those two down to sub-basement.
Yes, all right. Go ahead, Grayson.
Orlan, what did Shefka do while I was gone? To bring the space patrol in there, huh?
Just follow my orders, Grayson. And Chester, let's stand near that small group on the house. Both of you report to me and they'll be right back.
Commander. We've got to do something quick. In a room in the sub-basement of the tower. Alana has one of the men sealing us up in here. Then they're going to get rid of our spaceship, so nobody will come looking for it. That big bruiser is out there. See, you can see through the window.
I think this room is used as a weapon.
No, sir, I checked. All there is some old books and filing cases. There's Drayton grinning in here at us. He's getting ready to seal over the window. Certainly is. He carried me down here under one arm. What are we going to do, sir?
We're going to get him to open the door for me. Whatever we do, we've got to do it quick.
That's what we can do, sir. The door's locked and practically sealed. And when Drayton and Chester get rid of Pair of Five, nobody will ever even come down here looking for it.
Maybe, sir.
Up on the surface level, I think. So that they're breaking. I don't think those two like each other. They both seem to go out of their way to make the other look stupid in front of Orlando.
They do.
Draken kept asking questions about what went on while he was away. I got the impression he wasn't very smart, but he was awfully inquisitive.
And suspicious, perhaps. Let's see how curious it really is. Let's go to work on those books and filing cabinets, Captain.
Huh?
You take the files, act as though you found something about Drake and point at it, and pretend you found some information about it.
Get it? As though Orlando had a secret file on her henchman here at Ruben.
The idea. You can arouse Draken's curiosity. Did you watch this happen?
Sure is. He stops the man at the door and he's gawking in through the window.
Point at it again, all right. So it's a great joke. It doesn't matter what you say. Point at the files, too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, what a dope this Draken is. You know, he's just about dumb enough to tear down that concrete and open the door and find out what we're doing in here.
Get up,
Yeah. Hey, look at that big, dumb face. He's just aching to know what we found in here in the files, Commander.
I don't think he can open the door.
No, that's very interesting in the files.
Here he comes.
Hey, what have you got in there?
Nothing.
Oh, don't try to fool me. I've been watching you through the door. What does it say about me in those files?
Would there be anything about you in here, Draken?
There's something in there. I know it. My Shepka told Alana. That's it. Shepka's up there now laughing at me. He figures he's tricked me into sealing up evidence against myself, right where he can get his hands on it when he needs it.
Draken, there's nothing in these files about you.
Get out of the way. You can't fool me, Corey.
Well, I guess that's right.
Corey, you can't.
I've got him, Commander.
Yes.
Oh!
Yeah, right. With me, will you? Now, Corey.
No, now, you Draken.
Yes. Hey, Commander, you're not Draken cold.
Yeah. Let's get out of here before he comes to.
Chester, hasn't Draken finished sealing up that room yet?
No, Orlando. But I could have done it in half the time.
Clumsy oaf. We've got to get Corey's ship away from New City right away.
While Draken and I are gone, you might hide the stolen money and jewels just in case the Space Patrol squad comes here.
It's a good idea. We won't take any chances. Go down to sub-basement and see what's taking Draken so long.
I'm afraid that Draken got a little too curious, Alana.
Corey! Shepka, do something!
Come back here, Shipka boy.
Get him, Happy.
Let go of me.
Come on, Shipka. I've got him, Commander.
Take Shepka's ray gun. Go down and bring Draken up here.
Yes, sir. Oh, Commander, while I'm down there, shall I bring up some of those files?
What for?
Well, sir, I just thought that Orlando might really decide to write a book about Rubeck, because, well, after all, now she's going to have plenty of time on her hands. Ah!
A preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure follows in just a moment. It's a fire. A 4-alarm blaze on Terra. But, hey, what's the matter with that atomic fire-controlled jet car? Oh, too bad. It's trying to get along on ordinary fuel. That fire control officer's filling the tank up with super fuel. Wow! Listen to that fire-controlled jet car go now. It's supercharged, that's what. Supercharged with super fuel. Yes, sir, boys and girls. To really get going, the answer is super fuel. That's why Buzz Corey eats a good breakfast with the super cereals that help to supercharge you. Rice Chex and Wheat Chex. Ah, there's a couple of really swell-tasting cereals. And both of them have that modern, bite-sized design for easy eating. So, gang, get a quick start in the morning like Buzz Corey does. Eat a good breakfast with a checkerboard super cereal and get supercharged. Get them today. Rice Chex and Wheat Chex in the grand new packages with Buzz Corey or Cadet Happy on the outside and the magic space picture on the inside. And now, an exciting action preview of next week's Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are searching for a saboteur in the vat room of a plastics factory on Jupiter. Cautiously, they duck under pipes of hot gas feeding into the vats.
All right. Keep your ray gun ready.
Yes. Ow. Wilbur was right about these pipes being hot.
Be careful. No, he's not behind this one. Let's try number 2.
Wow. What was that?
The pipe has exploded. Blew a valve, probably.
Can rockets feel that heat?
Come on. We got to get out of here.
My throat, I can't breathe.
It's the gas in the broken pipe. That gas is poison.
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story, The Vanishing Lake, when Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol! Special bulletin for boys and girls in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Knoxville, Tennessee. Buzz Corey's own space battle cruiser, the Ralston Rocket, will be in your area next week. Don't miss it. The Ralston Rocket. Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Glenn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Bela Kovac, Ken Mayer, Virginia Hewitt, and Stephen Robertson. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when Wheat Checks, Rice Checks, and Good Hot Ralston again present the new, exciting Space Patrol. Be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol program on your local ABC television station. Consult your local paper for time and channel. Space Patrol comes to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network. Wheat Checks, Rice Checks, and Good Hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy are being held in a cave on Pluto by two criminals who plan to dispose of them. Now the Commander and Happy have managed to get to a spaceophone in the cave.
All the meters check, Happy. There's nothing wrong with the spaceophone after all.
That's great. We can have a whole squadron of Space Patrol ships out here in a few minutes.
This is an emergency call from Commander Corey to Pluto City Space Patrol Unit. Send ships to Sector G18. Look for my ship, Terra 5, grounded near a steep bluff. Professor Walker, Cadet Happy, and myself are being held by...
Use the radar quickly! I want to get Corey's permanently!
We'll return in just a moment with today's Space Patrol adventure, The Prisoners of Pluto. Hiya, gang. This is Captain Dick Tufeld speaking. I'm just having myself a stroll down the street before I turn in for the night. Uh-oh, what's that light blinking in the window of that house across the street? Say, I'm going to investigate. That light's a signal, and it's a Space Patrol code system. It says, be sure to tell the boys and girls how to get a Space Patrol pocket projectoscope. Hey, that's a real projectoscope that boy's signaling with. Gang, I'm going to get him to tell you all about his projectoscope because you can have one, too.
I thought that'd bring you running, Captain Tufeld. Come on in. Boy, am I glad I sent for this projectoscope. It's really something.
Tell the gang all about it, Space Patroller.
Well, kids, it's not only a key signal light. You can use it as a film projector in a dark room. Watch me flash pictures with it on the wall, Captain. There. See that picture? That's a picture from the Space Patrol adventure called Mighty Meteor. And it comes with your projectoscope on a strip of film with 3 other swell stories called Space Pirates, Men from Mars, and Robot Invasion. And Buzz Corey and Cadet Happy are in them, too.
And, gang, on this one film, there are 24 different pictures.
The projectoscope's a real flashlight, too. A flashlight in the shape of Buzz Corey's rocket ship.
And it's a winner for looks. A neat 6 inches long, made of smooth, tough plastic, with 4 big tail fins and a 1-inch radar antenna.
Just think, a signal light, flashlight, film projector, and model rocket, all in one.
Gang, to get an official Space Patrol projectoscope, complete with bulb, battery, and film, do this. Buy a box of Rice Checks or Wheat Checks, the cereals with a wonderful magic space picture on the inside. And then, with your name and address, send 35 cents in coin and a Rice Checks or Wheat Checks box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. Don't forget your 35 cents. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, The Prisoner of Pluto. Commander Corey and Cadet Happy have been in Pluto City awaiting the arrival of Professor Malcolm Walker, who is from another city on this outer planet. Deeply concerned over the professor's failure to arrive, Buzz has ordered patrol ships to search the dark, constantly frozen surface of Pluto. Several hours later, Buzz and Happy join in the search, scanning rocky crags and valleys of frozen air with infrared probe rays from their ship Terra 5. Finally, Buzz sees the wreckage of a small lab ship at the base of a long slope. Now, in their spacesuits, Buzz and Happy are climbing the slope in order to investigate the wreckage.
The ship doesn't look too badly damaged, Commander. Even a tiny hole in the hull would be serious damage here on Pluto, Happy. Unless Professor Walker managed to get into a spacesuit, the intense cold and lack of air would finish him in a few seconds. There doesn't seem to be any sign of life, sir. I don't see any lights in the ship. Let's get the hatch open. Focus your atomo light over here, Hap. Yes, Commander. I'll go in first, Happy. You ready to open that first aid kit? If the professor's still alive, we'll have to work fast. It's ready, sir. Secure the outer hatch. Hatch secured, sir. Well, he's not in the control section. Want me to check the aft compartment, sir? All right. He may have sealed himself in after the crash. Hey, wait. What's this on the control panel? It looks like a note, Commander. Hold your light on it. Ship crashed due to instrument failure. Spacephone equipment damaged by crash. I am not hurt. 2 hours after crash, I thought I saw a flash of light due west. Since rescue at this position is unlikely, I've gone to investigate source of light. I shall appreciate finder of this note relaying this information to Commander Corey of the Space Patrol, who is now in Pluto City. I'm carrying a projectoscope and an atomo light. Professor Malcolm Walker. Professor Walker should have stayed with the ship. Yeah, it's good to know he wasn't hurt. I wonder what caused that flash of light he saw. There's nothing out here in this part of Pluto, unless another search ship has landed here. The light was probably a reflection of the frozen air that covers the ground. A reflection from a ship far above this planet. Well, if Professor Walker took an atomo light with him, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Let's get back to our ship, Happy. We can head due west, low altitude, and see if we can locate him. Right, sir. First, just to prevent any further wild chases all over Pluto, I'll add to this note the event he returns here. I'll ask him to remain.
Just a minute.
There he is on the sled, just like I told you on the space phone. Found him unconscious, almost tripped over him in the dark.
All right. Let's lift him out of this airlock. Say, didn't you jump any more frozen air, Orman?
That first little will hold us until we find out who this guy is.
Just set him down here. Well, anyway, he isn't with the Space Patrol.
His suit says United Planets Research Foundation.
What kind of a research would he be doing out here?
His eyes are open now, Hagel. Open his face, please, and find out who he is.
Wait, Orman. Chances are he's just lost. If we don't arouse his suspicion, we can keep him here until our supply ship arrives next week without any trouble.
Well, then what?
Then we will turn him over to the boys. They can get rid of him out in space.
Okay.
All right. Open the face piece, and I'll do the talking. Just take it easy, my friend. We'll have you out of that spacesuit in a moment.
Thank you. My heating unit went out. Guess I'm lucky you found me.
You certainly are. How do you happen to be on this part of Pluto?
My lab ship crashed a mile or two from here. Mm-hmm. I'm Professor Malcolm Walker with the United Planets Research Foundation. Mr.
Hagel. I'm a geologist.
I see. I wonder if you would let me use your spacephone to contact a friend of mine in Pluto City. He's probably worried about me.
Well, as a matter of fact, we're having a little trouble with our spacephone transmitter. As soon as my partner can repair it, we'll be glad to let you send a message.
Thank you.
Of course, it may take several days.
Several days?
Yes. You see, we don't have much spare equipment here, but our regular supply and relief ship should be here in about a week. You will be able to go back with them.
It's rather inconvenient. What am I complaining about? Here I am, recently saved from certain death, and I'm fretting about spending a few days in a warm cave with congenial companions.
I understand exactly how you feel.
Oh, by the way, was my projectoscope signal light on when you found me?
Signal light? No, just the regular atomo light, and it was turned on.
Oh, good. And there may be a chance that a search ship will see the other light. I remember dropping it just before I collapsed. I'm afraid I was so numb with cold that I don't remember exactly.
You had a signal light?
Yes, as I said.
I see. Professor, if you'll come with me, I'll get you something to eat. I'm sure you must be quite hungry after the ordeal you had. If you just go into the next room and make yourself comfortable. Right through the door. I'll be right in.
Thank you, Mr. Hagel. I'm most grateful.
Oh, you're entirely welcome. Oh, Norman, could I speak to you for a moment?
Yeah, Hagel, what is it?
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to go out again and get some more air, after all.
Go out there again?
Yes, please. The old fool has dropped the signal light. You will have to find it before a search ship spots it. Now get going.
The signal light, that's all we need.
Yeah, hurry. I'll prepare a snack for our guest. there's not a sign of anybody down there, sir.
Keep your eye on the viewscope, Happy. The professor couldn't have gone much farther than this on foot. He'll circle back and cover the area again.
He may not have headed due west after all, sir. Couldn't the infrared beam have picked him up by now?
Unless he's fallen into a crevice.
Yeah, and that would account for our not seeing the lights he said he was carrying.
It doesn't look too good. You better send for more search ships. Space upon Pluto City, Happy, but still keep an eye on the viewscope.
Yes, sir. Cadet Happy aboard Terra 5 calling Pluto City Space Patrol. Cadet Happy
hold
aboard...
on a minute, Hap. Check your transmitter setting.
Yes, sir. Seems all right to me. Oh, I forgot about the new double scrambler circuit.
You were on 2 frequencies, Pluto City and Terra headquarters.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that. Terra would probably wonder why we were bothering them with a Pluto search problem.
The double scrambler is a good security measure, Hap. You can send the same message in 2 different codes, and no outsider listening in can tell if the same message is being sent.
Now, well, I've got it set for Pluto City alone now, Commander.
Fine, Hap.
Look, there's a projectoscope light, Commander, down there on the ground.
That must be Professor Walker's light. Happy, hold that call until we can land and do some investigating.
All right, Commander.
Why doesn't he turn it back on? He must have seen our ship light. Well, got a rough check on the location. Shouldn't be difficult to find him now.
Well, that didn't take too long. Any luck, Roman?
Where's the professor?
He's in the next room meeting.
I found the light. It's fallen into a narrow fissure in the rocks.
Was it down?
Yeah. It's pointing downward. I doubt if it could have been seen from his ship. Certainly had a close call at that.
What do you mean?
Well, just as I was picking up the light, I caught a glimpse of a spaceship's light over to the north. Quickly shut off the light.
Are you certain they didn't see the light?
I'm almost certain. They'd have had to be looking right at it. Anyway, they wouldn't see anything out there now, even with their brightest atomo search beams on.
You're right. They'll never see the airlock opening unless they landed and stood right in front of it.
That was a delicious supper, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Professor. Now, if you'll come with me, I'll show you. Well, you won't give us any trouble for a few hours.
You asleep?
Yeah, dropped off the moment he laid down.
Look, Hagel, why can't we get the supply ship here quicker? We can space phone him tonight.
That would be pretty stupid, Rorman. With search ships flying around this area. In a week, they'll have given out the search. Then it will be safe for the supply ship to land.
I'm sick of hiding out in this cave. We've been here 10 months. Surely the Space Patrol isn't still looking for us after all that time.
Well, I'd rather be here than in some Space Patrol detention center, undergoing suspended animation.
Yeah, I'd like to know how this differs from suspended animation. Listen, hear that? Sounded like somebody in the airlock.
Hagel. Look. Sorry if we startled you. I'm Commander Corey of the Space Patrol.
Yes, Commander. We were startled. You see, we weren't expecting company.
We're looking for Professor Walker.
Professor Walker? Why, there is no one here but my partner and myself.
Professor Walker's lab ship crashed near here.
Yeah, we found a note that he was headed in this general direction.
Oh, and he probably went right on past our airlock. We often miss it ourselves.
I don't imagine he's very far away. You're sure you haven't seen him?
Oh, no, we haven't seen anyone. Have we, Mr. Evans?
No, of course not.
In case you hear anything about him, would you please notify the United Planets Research Foundation?
The United Planets Research Foundation? I see.
If you forget the name, you'll find it engraved on this projectoscope you have here on the table.
Projectoscope?
This one, Mr. Hagel.
Hagel? I don't believe I told you my name.
You didn't. You looked familiar to me when I first came in. I just recalled where I'd seen your picture.
And where was that, Commander?
We have a method of remembering faces we see in the Space Patrol wanted file.
I don't believe I understand.
It's very simple, but I'm not going to explain it now. If Professor Walker isn't here and you haven't seen him, how do you happen to have his projectoscope?
Rorman, get them.
Commander!
Here we are, Cadet.
Nice work, Rorman.
I saw the commander edging toward the projectoscope. I couldn't grab it in time.
It's probably just as well. Corey and the cadet have forced our hand. Now we'll have to play it safe. Lock them up. We'll get rid of them and the professor, too.
We'll be back with Space Patrol in just a moment. Hi, gang. This is Captain Dick Tufeld speaking from the Interplanetary School Stadium on Terra. I just saw a swell baseball game here. Listen to that crowd cheer the winners. Yes, it sure is fun when you're a winner. And here's something like that. But remember, to be a winner, you have to get supercharged. And here's the way to take care of that. Eat a good breakfast with Rice Chex or Wheat Chex, the bite-sized super cereals that help to supercharge you. delicious. And there's plenty of zing in that Rice Chex flavor. And man, oh man, Rice Chex biscuits are toasted and toasted to make them crisper and crisper. And Wheat Chex? Ah, there's a flavor you'd fly to the moon for. Now, gang, remember, it's fun to be a winner, and hear this. So move right up and be a winner. Move right up to the breakfast table for the breakfast that supercharges you. A power breakfast with the super cereals, Rice Chex or Wheat Chex. The cereals with Buzz Corey or Cadet Happy on the outside, and the wonderful magic space picture on the inside. And now back to today's Space Patrol adventure, The Prisoner of Pluto. Buzz Corey and Cadet Happy have been led to a secret cave on the dark, frozen planet Jupiter by a projectoscope signal lamp dropped by Professor Walker when he collapsed in his spacesuit near the cave airlock. Confronted by the commander, the two criminals, Hegel and Rorman, first denied they had seen the professor. But when Buzz discovered the professor's telltale projectoscope, the two fugitives rendered Buzz and Happy helpless with a paralyzer ray gun. Now, still under the effect of the paralyzer rays, Buzz and Happy have been carried to a cave room next to the one in which Professor Walker lies sleeping.
Okay, come on, let's get going.
Paralyzers ray out to hold them for another half hour. That'll be plenty of time.
Did you hear that, Happy?
Yes, Commander.
Try moving your arms and legs.
I've already tried, sir. My paralyzer rays seem to have worn off.
Good. The spacesuits protect us from the full effect. Let's try to locate a spaceophone and alert Pluto City.
How about the spacephones in our spacesuits?
Remember, we're inside a cave. A long distance from Pluto City. The signal won't carry.
Oh, that's right, sir. Oh, Hegel must have a spaceophone in here.
We'll search the cave first and find Professor Walker. Then we'll see what we can do about a spaceophone. Professor? Professor Walker. Wake up, Professor.
What? What's going on? Who are you?
I'm Commander Corey of the Space Patrol.
Of course. Commander, am I still in the cave?
Yes, Professor, you are.
Yeah, that's a relief. I'm afraid I owe Mr. Hegel and Mr. Rorman an apology.
You do?
Yes. For a brief moment a while ago, I suspected them of trying to keep my presence here a secret. Isn't that ridiculous? I suppose it was due to my fatigue and fear after cracking up.
Now, listen, Professor, there isn't much time. Your suspicions were correct. Hegel and Rorman are criminals.
What?
The Space Patrol has been searching for them for months. You happen to stumble on their hideout.
Then you captured them?
Not yet, but we will. We need your help. Where's their spaceophone?
Spaceophone? They told me it was out of commission.
Well, I'll bet they've got a spaceophone around here somewhere. And in good working order, too.
Well, we'll check. Professor, better get your spacesuit on. Be ready to move out of here in a hurry.
I certainly will, Commander.
One Happy, we'll try to locate Hegel.
Put this stuff down here. We can store it away later. Okay, here you go.
Say, this is a real haul. We got quite a load of supplies out of that ship, didn't we?
Yeah, we sure did. Now, let's get the three of them and put them on Corey's ship. Have your ray gun handy. We may have to give them another blast.
All right. Are you sure you can make the ship crack up look like an accident?
Oh, just leave it to me. We'll take Corey and the cadet to the ship first. Then come back for the professor. Wait.
What is it?
I hear voices in the spaceophone here. Be quiet. I'm going to open the door.
All we need is nothing wrong with the spaceophone. Here we go. Emergency for Commander Corey to Pluto City Space Patrol. Send a patrol unit to sector G18. Look for my ship, Terra 5, grounded near Steep Bluff. Professor Walker, Cadet Happy, and myself are being held captive.
Roman, blast them with the ray gun, quickly! That takes care of them. Switch off the spaceophone. We got to get them to the ship in a hurry now.
Space Patrol, Pluto City, calling Commander Corey. Message
Hegel, I heard you.
We have established a fix on your location in sector G18. Rescue ships will be dispatched immediately. Space Patrol Unit Pluto City out.
Confound it.
Hegel, what are we going to do now?
We can't wreck Corey's ship. Those rescue ships would eventually locate the cave.
Can we contact Jackson and Trask? Maybe they can get here before the Space Patrol arrives.
We can do better than that. We can get away from here in Corey's ship.
Yeah, but who's going to pilot it? Where will we go? You don't know astrogation, neither do I.
Oh, I can get it spaceborne. After we're off Pluto, we'll wait till Corey and the cadet come out of the ray gun effect. Then we'll force them to take over and take us to Mars.
Yeah, but what about the professor?
If we take Corey, we'll have to take Walker, too.
It'll be a good protection for us in case we're intercepted before Corey revives.
All right. Let's get him into Corey's ship. It won't take long for the patrol ships to get here. We better be gone.
Happy, are you awake?
Huh? Yeah, yes, sir. Where are we?
Aboard Terra 5.
Commander, you got us off Pluto. Well, the last thing I remember was having Hagel and Roman surprise us when we were using the spacephone. How did you manage to get us away?
I'm afraid I didn't. Hagel and his partner put all three of us aboard our ship.
Oh,
Commander,
Yes, Professor?
I don't suppose you know where they're taking us?
No, I don't. You?
To Mars. They were talking after they used the ray gun on you and the cadet.
To Mars? Why would they risk discovery by blasting off in my ship?
Well, you see, the Pluto City Space Patrol unit replied that they had established a fix on the cave and were going to send rescue ships immediately.
What? I don't see how that's possible. Hagel and Rorman got us before we established contact with Pluto City. Besides, they couldn't have plotted to fix that fast.
It was my voice they heard.
your voice, Professor?
Yes, I saw them watching you, and I knew they'd never let you complete the call. So I used the transmitter in my spacesuit to make them think you'd succeeded. Perhaps it wasn't such a good idea.
I'm not so sure. At any rate, it was very quick thinking, Professor.
But it didn't have the effect I hoped it would. I thought perhaps if they thought their position was hopeless, Hegel would surrender without harming us.
Well, at least it got us off Pluto, Professor.
But we're still their prisoners.
Well, we've still got a chance. So I hear somebody in the next compartment.
Oh, you've come out of it, eh? Come on, Commander. You and the cadet have work to do.
And if we refuse?
Roman and I can easily find a way to change your mind. All we want you to do is to plot an astrogation vector that'll take us to Mars.
Can't you do it?
I wouldn't be asking you if I could. There's a lot about the ship that I don't understand. And listen, Corey, don't try any tricks. I'll know Mars when we're close enough to see it. And don't forget, whatever happens to the ship happens to you, too.
All right, Hegel.
Okay, after the control compartment, then. Professor, you'll stay here.
All right, Hegel, there you are. We're on automatic control now. We ought to reach Mars at about 2300 Universal Star Time.
And you swear that the vector you set keeps us off the regular space lane?
I said it did, didn't I?
I'm going to watch the viewscope, Corey. And if another ship appears following us, you'll regret it.
Well, can we help it if somebody sees us accidentally?
It'll be up to both of you to avoid that accident.
Yeah. Now, look, Corey. I want my men to meet us on the Martian plane and pick us up there. Turn on the spacephone so that I can contact them.
No fix on this either.
I don't know how this thing works, but I do know when the scrambler circle is set to the right combination.
And which one is that?
Scrambler code 31567. Now set it.
All right.
That's it. Now cut on the transmitter. This is Hagel calling Jet Trask at Saturn City. Hagel calling Jet Trask at Saturn City.
I hope he and Jackson are near the receiver.
Hagel, spaceborne out of Pluto, calling Jet Trask at Saturn City.
Maybe Corey's trying something.
Spacephone's on, don't worry.
Hagel to Trask.
Trask here. Go ahead, boss.
Trask, listen carefully. I got a job for you.
How did you get off Pluto? I thought
Just
you were...
listen. I want you to take a ship and meet me on the Martian plane, Sector 5G. We'll be there at about 2300 Universal Star Time.
Got it. I'll be there.
I'll be aboard Commander Corey's space battle cruiser, the Terra 5.
What? Hey, listen, are you making a deal with Corey?
Don't be a fool, Trask. If I were double-crossing you, would I use Corey's ship? I've got Corey and his cadet and Professor Walker here at the raid gun point.
Okay, Hegel. I'll pick you up at Sector 5G, Martian plane at 2300 hours Universal Star Time.
All right, Trask. Hagel out. Cut it out, Corey. Roman, take Corey and the cadet back to the compartment. We'll bring them out again when it's time to land on Mars. Nice landing, Corey. And now this is where we say goodbye.
Yeah, we'll miss you.
You won't miss a thing from now on.
Yeah, this is it. For all three of you.
Let's finish them before Trask lands so we won't waste any time getting away from them.
There's just one thing I want to do first, Hegel.
Yeah? What is it?
This!
Get him, Happy, while we're off balance. Well, I guess that takes care of our friends, sir.
Get their weapons, Happy.
Foreman, why didn't you watch Corey?
How did I know he was going to jolt the ship with a rocket blast?
Anyway, maybe Trask can help us.
That's right, Corey. The alert you gave the ship will tip him off that something's wrong. He'll get us out of this.
I think you'll find that Trask is having troubles of his own. Have a look in the viewscope.
Space Patrol ships.
That's right.
Where did they come from?
You told them where to find us, Hagel.
I did?
Yes. And you were talking to Trask on one scramble frequency. The same message was being sent out on the regular Space Patrol emergency frequency. Happy, take them back aft and lock them up. And ask the professor if he cares to join us.
Right, sir. All right. Come on, you two. Be our guests for a change.
An action preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. And now, gang, here's Cadet Happy to tell you how you can have fun 10 different ways with that swell new Space Patrol projectoscope shaped like a rocket ship. Number 1.
Show pictures on the wall with it.
2.
Use it as a flashlight.
3.
Give signals with it at night.
4.
Hide secret messages inside of it.
5.
Play Space Patrol with it.
6.
Light it in a dark room. Looks like a rocket flying at night.
7.
Wire it on your bike for a new and different kind of ornament.
8.
Keep it to dress up your room. Stand straight up on its tail fins.
9.
Keep it by your bed at night. Comes in mighty handy.
And 10.
Take the bulb and battery out and use it as a roomy pocket case for marbles, jacks, money.
Yes, sir, gang. The projectoscope is lots of fun. And it comes to you complete with bulb, battery, and film for showing pictures on the wall. To get a projectoscope, do this. Buy a box of rice checks or wheat checks. Then, with your name and address, send 35 cents in coin and a rice checks or wheat checks box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are investigating a space factory revolving in an orbit around the planet Venus. Suddenly, they find themselves locked in a freight-handling chamber room, floating in the middle of the room.
Trowbridge has cut the artificial gravity field. We're completely weightless.
Well, how are we going to get down to the floor? Oh, my head. Smoke and rockets come at it. We fell up to the ceiling. There's the floor down there below us.
Trowbridge reversed the gravity field. The pull in this room is toward the ceiling.
Well, now how are we going to get down to the floor?
We'll get down to it all right. The hard way, I'm afraid. Trowbridge will reverse the gravity field from floor to ceiling till he breaks every bone in our bodies.
Be sure to listen next Saturday for the exciting story, The Venus Space Factory, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol! Special bulletin for boys and girls in Springfield, Illinois, Terre Haute, Indiana, and Washington, D.C. Buzz Corey's own space battle cruiser, the Ralston Rocket, will be in your area next week. Don't miss it. The Ralston Rocket.
Boys and girls, this is your commander speaking. Help science help you. Give every nickel and dime you can to the American Cancer Society.
Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Glenn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Ken Mayer, Norman Jolly, Bela Kolbach, and Stephen Robertson. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again present the new exciting Space Patrol. And be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol program on your local ABC TV station. Consult your local paper for time and channel. Space Patrol came to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.
Wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston present Space Patrol. High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy have joined airlocks with a spaceship in which two criminals are holding Carol captive. Although the outlaws have meekly surrendered over the spaceophone, Buzz is still wary.
I'm going to open the inner hatch, Happy. Have your ray gun ready.
Yes, sir.
You got us, Commander, with our hands up.
Keep them that way.
You can put those guns away because you can't see.
Happy, the lights.
They're blinding, Commander. Well, let them have it, Rambo. They can't see. They're helpless.
We'll be back in just a moment with today's Space Patrol adventure, the Cosmic Ray Detector. Gang, it's terrific. It's sensational. It's new, different, thrilling. It'll pop your eyes wide open in amazement. It'll have you whistling like you never whistled before. It'll have you yelling with excitement because, gang, this is it. The swellest regulation Space Patrol equipment you ever had the chance to own. I'm speaking of the Space Patrol Pocket Projectoscope. What does it look like? What does it do? How can you get it? Well, gang, I have the answers. It's a model of Buzz Corey's rocket ship Terra 5. It's 6 inches long. It has 4 big tail fins. It has a 1-inch radar antenna. It's made of beautiful blue and yellow plastic. What does it do? It blinks on and off rapidly. Flash, flash, flash like a real signal light. It throws a steady beam of light like a real flashlight. It shows pictures on the wall like a real film projector. Complete with bulb and battery. Complete with film containing 4 Space Patrol adventures. Now you put this film in your projectoscope, you darken the room, push the radar antenna, and there on the wall you get a picture. To show a whole adventure, slide the film from picture to picture. Loads and loads of fun, and nothing like it ever before. Gang, to get a projectoscope, do this. Buy a box of rice checks or wheat checks. Then, with your name and address, send 35 cents in coin and a rice checks or wheat checks box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, the Cosmic Ray Detector. In Commander Corey's central office at Space Patrol headquarters on Terra, Cadet Happy is checking through a file of search mission reports from the Venus Command as the Secretary General's daughter, Carol, enters.
Hi, Happy.
Oh, hello, Carol. Hey, that's some outfit.
Like it? Dad got it for me especially for this trip to Jupiter.
Hey, it looks great. What time does your ship leave?
In about an hour. I'm going on the SS Space Queen.
Traveling in style, eh?
Well, I wanted to fly my own ship. But Dad talked me into taking the passenger transport. Is the commander around?
Oh, he stepped out about a half hour ago. I don't know when he'll be back.
Gosh, I hope he didn't forget.
Say, that reminds me. He said this folder was for you.
Oh, good. It's the data for my talks at Jupiter University.
What are you going to talk about?
Opportunities for youth in interplanetary government service.
Well, that shouldn't give you any trouble.
Well, I imagine the commander's notes in the Space Patrol will be a big help. Well, I'd better get over to the spaceport and see what's happened to my luggage.
Okay, Carol. Good luck.
Thanks, Happy. Oh, and thank the commander for these notes.
Oh, sure.
How are you doing, Happy?
I'm nearly finished filing the reports. Oh, Carol was just here. She got the notes all right.
Good. You can finish that job later, Hap. We've got to get over to the spaceport.
Something wrong, sir?
Yes, Happy, there is. One of our agents was on his way to the security lab with some of those new cosmic ray detector units. He was waylaid and slugged. The thief got 6 of the units and a copy of the formula.
Fucking rocket.
Our agent got a brief glimpse of the man who slugged him. He's not positive, but he thinks the thief might be Dolph Rambo.
Dolph Rambo? Well, where have I heard that name before?
Rambo's been questioned a couple of times in the past in regard to some gem swindles. He couldn't make anything stick.
So now he's branching out into cosmic ray detectors, huh?
If it is Rambo who did it, I think he'll try to get the detector units off Terra as quickly as possible. I have an extra detail at the spaceport now. Let's get down there and look around.
Oh, excuse me. Could you tell me where the interplanetary transport ticket office is?
Yes, I'm headed that way myself. Follow me.
Why, thank you.
Got the detectors, Hensley?
Yes, in a jewel case right here in my pocket. No one's watching. Hand it to me. Better be careful, Rambo. The terminal is swarming with Space Patrol men.
So what? Think you fixed the detectors into a necklace the way you planned?
Yes, and it's a beauty. It would take an expert to tell the real gems from the ray detector crystals.
What about the formula?
It's hidden under a false bottom of the jewel case.
Slip it to me. In 10 minutes, I can be aboard the Space Queen.
I think these Space Patrol agents are looking for somebody. If they get suspicious, they'll hold the gents for a careful examination.
But they wouldn't hold me, Hensley. I've got those identification papers you fixed for me showing that I'm a representative for Jupiter Gem Importers.
It's too big a risk, Rambo. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone who's getting on the ship was thoroughly searched.
So what are we going to do, stay here on Terra?
Ah, that's risky, too. Hey, look over there. Isn't that Carol Carlisle, the Secretary General's daughter?
Where?
Over there, checking her luggage.
Yes, it is. Looks like she'll be aboard the Space Queen, too.
Well, now, I doubt very much if her luggage would be filled.
Now, what do you mean?
Just this. You go on ahead. I'll wait here. And as soon as I can, I'll slip the jewel case into one of her suitcases. And after the ship gets to Jupiter, you can steal it back from her.
That's a great idea, Hensley.
Right.
But watch your step.
Go on now. Get aboard. I'll take another ship to Jupiter and join you there.
Commander, isn't that Carol over there by gate 12?
Yes. Let's go over and say goodbye to her. It'll explain our presence here in case the thief is watching us.
It's about 15 minutes until the Space Queen blasts off.
Mm-hmm. While we're talking to Carol, we can get a line on the other passengers. Uh-oh. Come this way, Happy. Just saw somebody I'd like to talk to. That fellow with the briefcase.
Who is he, sir?
Rambo. Get on the other side of him in case he tries to make a break. Leaving Terra, Rambo?
Oh, Commander Corey. Yes, Commander, I'm going to Jupiter for the firm.
The firm?
Jupiter Gem Importers. I've been with them for nearly a year now.
I see. I wonder if you'd mind coming with me to the guard office.
Why, is something wrong?
I'd like to ask you a few questions. It'd be less embarrassing in private.
Well, naturally, I have no objections, but the Space Queen is due to blast off in a few minutes.
The ship will be held here until we've finished our checkup. If everything's all right, you'll be aboard, Rambo.
Very well, Commander. I'll come with you.
Would you mind if we examined your luggage?
Certainly not. But, may I ask what you're looking for?
If you have it, you know what I'm looking for. If you don't, it doesn't matter.
Satisfied, Commander?
Well, not quite, Rambo. What did you find out, Happy?
All the luggage has been checked, sir. Nothing.
How about Rambo's?
His is okay, too.
All right, Rambo, you can go now.
Thank you, Commander. I must say your men have been very thorough.
That's their job. The Space Queen will be blasting off in a few minutes.
Yes. Hope you find what you're after. Whatever that may be.
Well, sir, looks as though we drew a blank on Rambo this time.
Happy, you and I are going to blast off for Jupiter, Terra 5, and see what we can find out about Rambo and his honest business venture.
This is Dolph Rambo on Jupiter calling Burton Henchley aboard private space cruiser J437. Rambo calling Burton Henchley.
Here, go ahead.
Henchley, something's gone wrong.
What do you mean? Where are you?
At the Hotel Juno in Jupiter City.
Did you get the Ray Detector?
No, they weren't in Carol's suitcase. I checked right after the luggage was taken off the Space Queen.
But they've got to be. Are you sure you picked the right one?
Yes, but they weren't there. The jewel case was gone.
Now listen, don't get panicky. The girl probably has it. Where is she staying?
At the Olympia Hotel.
Well, I'll be landing at Jupiter City in a few minutes. Just sit tight till I get there. We'll search her room.
Suppose she's in it.
Figure some way to get her out for a while. A fake phone call out to do the trick.
Yeah, but what'll I tell her?
Well, that's your problem. After all, it should be simple for an experienced conman like you.
All right, Henchley. I'll think of something.
Happy? Yes, Commander? You want me to take over the controls?
Oh, no, thanks. Space Control has cleared us for landing. I'll bring her in. I just wanted to tell you that our suspicions of Rambo are well-founded.
Oh? So you mean he's the one that slugged our agent and took the Ray Detector?
He might be. At any rate, this gem importing firm he works for has a dubious reputation. Space Control just relayed some information on it. Jupiter Gem Importers is run by a man named Burton Henchley. Henchley blasted off from Terra right after the Space Queen.
Did they find anything aboard his ship, sir?
No. Henchley was clean. Very likely he was the one who was talking to Rambo at the spaceport.
Well, I wonder why Rambo didn't go with Henchley. If they're both going to Jupiter, it would have saved a fare in the Space Queen. Well,
Maybe business is so good they don't have to worry about credit.
Well, it could be that Rambo intends to pick out a future victim among the passengers. After we land in Jupiter City, we'll pay Carol a visit and then check up on our gem expert.
This is Carol's room, Henchley, 1209.
Is anybody looking, Rambo?
All clear.
It's locked. We'll have to use the magnet key. In here, quickly. Now, let's get to work. See, we've got about 20 minutes before she realizes that there is no Professor Blackwell who's going to meet her in the Juno Hotel coffee shop.
Pretty good gimmick, wasn't it? When I found out Carol was here to talk at the university, I thought she'd probably fall for something like that.
Yes, very clever. Now, let's see if you're clever enough to find a jewel case.
And that suitcase there on the rack. That's the one it's supposed to be in, isn't it?
Yes, but it's been partly unpacked.
See, like I told you, it isn't here.
She must have found it on the ship. Look. They're on the dressing table.
That it?
Oh, it's the case. But the necklace is gone. She's either wearing it or she had it locked up in a hotel wall.
Now, what are we going to do?
Well, we'll have to wait till she gets back.
But suppose she's turned the jewels over to the Space Patrol.
No. Yes, the formula is still in the case. Yeah, it's still here. Well, my guess is she's wearing the necklace. After all, she'd never suspect that some of the gems are really Ray Detector crystals. Wait, what's this?
Space exam. Look, she started to send a message and was interrupted. To Secretary General Carlisle, Terra.
It's to her father. Dear Dad, what a wonderful surprise. I found the necklace when I opened the suitcase on the ship. You really shouldn't have. It's all the farther she got.
Oh, my phone call that Professor Blackwell interrupted her.
That's a break. Supposing she'd send this spaceogram.
Yeah.
I'll just take this message.
Listen, someone's at the door.
It's probably Carol. We won't get rough unless we have to, but we're going to get her out of here.
Here we are, sir. 1209.
We won't stay very long, Happy. Carol's probably anxious to prepare a speech for the university.
Yeah, and I'm anxious to find out what Rambo and Hinchley are up to.
Carol, it's Buzz and Happy.
Well, didn't the clerk tell you that Carol just got back, sir?
Yeah. Well, she's here, all right. The doors are gone.
Well, maybe she's in another part of the suite unpacking.
I don't think she'd mind if we went in. Carol, are you here? Uh-oh.
What's been going on in here? Chairs are upset, and the things on the dressing table are smashed.
Let's look around. Carol? Carol! Well, she's not in here.
Gee, sir, what do you suppose happened?
Carol's been taken away. By the looks of this room, she wasn't very willing to go. Happy notified Jupiter City Space Patrol. I'll start questioning the hotel staff.
We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. Say, gang, how's your morning takeoff? Are you blasting off with your jets really roaring? Are you riding your bike like Buzz Corey rides his rocket? I mean with your speedometer smoking like a volcano on Venus. In other words, Space Patrollers, are you supercharged in the morning? Well, here's the way that Commander Corey gets supercharged. He tucks away a power breakfast with Rice Chex or Wheat Chex, the super cereals. Try Rice Chex today. What'll you say? Delicious. And try Wheat Chex today. So swell tasting, you'll eat more and more and more and more. Rice Chex, Wheat Chex, the only cereals in the universe with that modern bite-sized design for easy eating. The only cereals in the universe with a picture of Commander Corey or Cadet Happy on the outside of the package, and the only cereals in the universe with that mysterious magic space picture on the inside of the package. The super cereals that help to supercharge you. Rice Chex, Wheat Chex. So, gang, 1, 2, 3. Get ready to blast off to your grocer's forum right after today's Space Patrol adventure. And now, back to our Space Patrol adventure, the Cosmic Ray Detector.
Buzz and Happy are investigating the mysterious disappearance of the Secretary General's daughter, Carol, from her hotel room in Jupiter City. Knowing that Carol's luggage would not be thoroughly searched for the stolen cosmic ray detector crystals, the two thieves, Burton Henchley and Dolph Rambo, had put the crystals in one of Carol's suitcases. They intended to retrieve them before the luggage could be removed from the Jupiter City spaceport to the hotel. But their plan misfired when Carol accidentally discovered the crystals, which the thieves had disguised by working them into an expensive-looking necklace. While Happy examined Carol's hotel room for clues, Commander Corey has finished interrogating the hotel staff.
Find anything, Happy? No, sir. Maybe one of the lab experts could make something out of these smudged fingerprints. I can't.
2 technicians are on their way over now. I finally located a maid that's pretty sure she saw Carol. She was with 2 men. They were going down the rear stairs.
Did she say Carol was struggling?
According to the maid, she didn't appear to be. Of course, they could have held a ray gun on her. The maid thought it was strange they didn't take the elevator.
Well, here's one thing I found. It may not mean much, sir, but it was in the wastebasket. Here it is. It was all wadded up.
A spaceogram. Carol's father.
She must have decided to rewrite it. It isn't finished.
Dearest Dad, I opened my suitcase on the ship to get a book to read, and there was this beautiful necklace. I was so surprised. Necklace?
That could be a motive, all right.
Someone in the ship may have seen it.
Rambo.
Possibly. Rambo doesn't win for strong-arm method. Besides, taking the necklace would be one thing, but forcing Carol to go with him, that's something else.
Well, maybe she didn't have the necklace with her, and the crook was making her take him to where it was.
But where else would it be? Carol just arrived here. It would be here in her room or in the hotel vault. I'll check with the manager. A phone call, I wonder.
Phone call?
The desk clerk said a Professor Blackwell at the university called Carol shortly after she checked in. She told the clerk she'd be back in an hour, but came back much earlier. Happy, let's go over to headquarters.
Yes, sir.
We'll check with the university on Professor Blackwell, and then I'll space upon the Secretary General for a description of that necklace.
Rambo, I'll let you out here. Go to the spaceport and get clearance for our ship to blast off.
What about Carol?
I'll take care of her. Take her to the lab till I hear from you.
You're going to leave her there till somebody finds her?
No, we'll get her aboard the ship. Once we get her out in space, nobody will find her. And if they do, she won't be able to tell them anything. All right, Rambo. Get out and hurry to the spaceport.
Are you sure you can handle it? And drive, too?
Yeah, if she gives me any trouble, the paralyzer ray will quiet her down. I'll get going.
All right, Henry. I'll call you at the lab.
It's only a few blocks to the jewelry lab, Carol, so don't make it difficult for yourself.
I don't understand why you're forcing me to come with you. You could have tied me up in the hotel room and gotten away with the necklace.
Of course. And within an hour, you have the Space Patrol looking for us.
All right.
Take your hands off that wheel. Stop that. You idiot. You. And now, see what you've done. You. Come back here. Get back in this car.
Thanks, God.
Come back here. Come back.
I just checked with the university, sir. There's no Professor Blackwell on the staff, and nobody there knew that Carol had arrived on Jupiter.
Then that call was designed to get Carol out of her room while they searched for the necklace. I've talked to the Secretary General. He didn't give Carol that necklace.
Well, then who did?
I don't think it was ever intended that Carol find it. It was smuggled into a suitcase back on Terra.
By Rambo?
Or his partner. They figured that Carol's luggage wouldn't be searched.
Yeah, but it was searched, sir.
It was a clever trick. They simply wanted to get the jewelry through.
Certainly. No one would suspect the Secretary General's daughter of having jewelry that wasn't hers.
But here's the important point, Happy. Rambo is supposedly a messenger for a legitimate gem importer. Why couldn't he openly carry jewelry?
Hey, that's right, sir.
Unless something else was being passed off as jewelry.
The Ray Detector crystals.
Right. Perhaps the stolen formula. I'll get it, Hap. Maybe for Captain Raymond. He's using Major Young's office temporarily. Commander Corey here.
Commander, this is Carol.
Carol, where are you?
I'm in the Jupiter Arcade building at Public Communications Booth 27.
Are you all right?
Yes. I managed to get away from Rambo and Henchley. They're planning to blast off from Jupiter in Henchley's private cruiser.
Are they at the spaceport now?
Rambo is. Henchley somewhere near. I managed to cause an accident with his surface car.
All right, Carol. You stay right there in the arcade building. Happy and I'll be right over to pick you up. Come on, Happy. Let's get going.
Expecting someone, miss?
Henchley.
Don't spread any alarm, Miss Carroll. I got something here that's more painful than a paralyzer ray. Now quietly to my car. Rambo should have my ship ready by now.
I've looked all over the arcade, Commander. She's not here.
You checked the communication booth?
Yes, sir, and the cafe.
Told her to stay right here.
Maybe she saw Hinchley or Rambo.
That's what has me worried.
Oh, but they wouldn't try anything here in this crowd.
If they suspect that Carol called me, they're desperate enough to try anything. Get into our surface car, Happy. We're going to the spaceport.
Well, now you see, Miss Carroll, that break for freedom didn't do you a bit of good.
Yes. We're hundreds of TUs out of Jupiter now.
Where are you taking me?
Well, your part of the trip is just about over. We have to get rid of you. It's regret.
Hensley, look at the rear view scope. Huh? Looks like something's coming after us.
Hey, ship. Increase the sensitivity. Let's see if we can identify it.
It's a Space Patrol battle cruiser.
Commander Corey.
Now, I am glad I brought you along. Corey won't dare fire on us now.
Commander Corey aboard Terra 5, calling Hensley and Rambo aboard private cruiser J437. Commander Corey to Hensley and Rambo.
What are we going to do?
That's Corey's problem. Let him worry about it.
Corey to Hensley and Rambo. I'm right behind you. Stand by to be boarded.
Here, I'll talk to him. Hensley to Corey. Let me give you some advice. Turn around and go back and keep the rest of your space patrol away from us. We got Daryl Carlisle aboard.
I'm giving you a chance to surrender, Hensley. Better play it smart.
Corey, if you come any closer, we're going to push Miss Carlisle out into space without a spacesuit. I thought that would pull you out. Rambo, stop her. She's running back out.
Hey, you come back here.
Rambo, grab her quickly.
I'm warning you, we mean business. Come out of that compartment. Open up, you little fool. Open up or I'll break the door down.
Rambo, did you get her?
She locked herself in the compartment. What are we going to do now?
The only thing you can do is give up. You can't harm Carol now. Well, what's your answer?
All right, Corey. You win. We'll cut our velocity and stand by to be boarded.
I'm coming up to join airlocks.
Check. Hensley out.
You'd cut off the space phone, Corey. I'd never known we couldn't carry out our threat.
We're not through yet, but I want Corey to think so.
Yeah, but what can we do now?
Listen, get a couple of high-powered Atamo lights. Rig them up so they're focused on the inner hedge.
Atamo?
Yeah. Stand in front of them. Then when Corey comes through the hedge, step aside. Before he can recover from the glare, we'll take care of him for sure.
Position to join airlocks, Commander.
Stand by with magnetic holding field.
Standing by, sir.
Airlock secured. Apply holding field. All right, Happy. Into the airlock.
Yes, sir. You think they'll try anything, sir?
We're going to be prepared just in case they do. Have your ray gun?
Yes, sir.
All right. Open the outer hatch. Now into their airlock. I'll go first.
You got us, Commander, with our hands up.
Yes. You can put those guns away.
Because you can see.
Happy, the light.
My eyes. Let them have it, Rambo.
I got the cadet.
Oh, yeah? Where are you, you coward?
Right here.
I can just see where you were so I could get my hands on you.
Where are you, Hap?
Over here, sir.
Then this must be Hensley.
Hang on, Happy, I'm coming. Thanks, sir, but I think this will do it.
Nice going.
Oh, for a while there, I thought they had us.
That was close, all right.
Happy, are you all right?
Yes, Carol, and you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, Commander, here's the necklace. I found it in Hinchley's pocket.
Oh, good. Hang on to it.
Hey, but which ones are the Ray Detector crystals?
We'll let the lab experts figure it out.
Oh, Wallace, look at the time. How long will it take us to get back to Jupiter?
I don't know exactly. About an hour. Why?
If we don't hurry, I'll be late for my lecture at the university.
Oh, fine. She was pretty nearly thrown out in space, and now she's worried about the lecture.
What's your subject for the lecture, Carol?
Government service. A job with security.
Security, she says.
A preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure in just a moment.
Hey, gang, imagine the fun of owning a model rocket that shows pictures on the wall. Imagine the fun of owning a rocket you can use as a signal light and also as a flashlight. Well, the new Space Patrol Pocket Projectoscope does all these things. Yes, sir, it's a film projector, signal light, and a flashlight all in one. Nothing like it on the face of the earth before. It comes with a real strip of film for showing pictures on the wall. And, gang, wait till you see what those pictures are. 4 complete Space Patrol adventures with Buzz Corey and Cadet Happy. Listen to these titles: Space Pirate, Men from Mars, Robot Invasion, Mighty Missile. Don't they sound terrific? You bet. And just think, gang, you can show these complete Space Patrol adventures on your wall. You just slip the film in your projectoscope, darken the room, push the radar antenna, and there on the wall you have it, a real picture. So, gang, don't wait not a single day. Send for this wonderful new Space Patrol pocket projectoscope just as soon as you can. Remember, it's a film projector, it's a signal light, it's a flashlight all in one. A 6-inch blue and yellow plastic model of Buzz Corey's own rocket ship. And it comes to you complete with bulb, battery, and film. To get a projectoscope, buy a box of Rice Chex or Wheat Chex, the cereals that bring you the magic space picture. Then, with your name and address, send 35 cents in coin and a Rice Chex or Wheat Chex box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good in the USA only, and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are in an underground passage deep beneath Saturn City, attempting to capture a plutonium thief, Victor Drumlin. Drumlin has reversed the atmosphere pumps and is drawing deadly methane gas from Saturn's atmosphere into the lower levels. Protected by a shielded hideout, Drumlin refuses to surrender.
That methane gas isn't going to stop us, Drumlin. We can break that door down before it reaches this level.
That door is built to shield against an explosion, Corey. The kind you're going to hear in a moment.
What does he mean, Commander? He's bluffing, Happy. Methane isn't explosive.
It is when it's mixed with ordinary air and ignited. Listen!
What's that, Commander? He's turned on the generators, Happy. If he overloads them, he'll ignite the gas and blow up Saturn City.
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story, The Secret of Sub-Level 7, when Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and Good Hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol! Special bulletin for boys and girls in Dayton, Ohio and Baltimore, Maryland. Buzz Corey's own space battle cruiser, the Ralston Rocket, will be in your area next week. Don't miss it. The Ralston Rocket. Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Bela Kovac, Ken Mayer, and Virginia Hewitt. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and Good Hot Ralston again present the new exciting Space Patrol. And be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol story on your local ABC television. Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and Good Hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy are investigating a space factory revolving in an orbit around the planet Venus. Suddenly, they find themselves locked in a freight-handling chamber floating in the middle of the room.
They've cut the artificial gravity field. We're completely weightless.
How are we going to get down to the floor? Oh, my head. Smoking rockets, Commander. We were pulled up to the ceiling. There's the floor down there below us.
They reversed the gravity field. The pull in this room is toward the ceiling.
Well, now how are we going to get down to the floor?
We'll get down to it all right, the hard way, I'm afraid. They'll reverse the gravity field from floor to ceiling till they break every bone in our bodies.
We'll return in just a moment with today's Space Patrol adventure, the Venus Space Factory. Hi, gang. Space Patroller Dick Tufeld reporting to you from the Terra Airport. Just got back from a trip to Venus, and boy, do I need supercharging. Well, I'll just have myself a Space Patrol breakfast with one of the super cereals, Rice Chex or Wheat Chex. They're bite-sized, you know, and so easy to eat and so different and delicious, the Commander made them official cereals of the Space Patrol. Try them yourself, gang, and don't wait. Not for a swell treat like Rice Chex and Wheat Chex. Try them today. And say, gang, here's something important. We are swamped with orders for space binoculars. We have plenty of them, but we just can't mail them out fast enough. So if you're waiting for space binoculars, please be patient. We'll soon be caught up. Well, I got to go get supercharged right now. See you later, gang. And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, the Venus Space Factory. Swinging in wide orbits around the planet Venus are two gigantic constructions, popularly known as space factories. Power is obtained from the sun by use of solar energy reflectors. These privately owned factories are inspected at regular intervals by Space Patrol personnel to see that United Planets regulations are observed. Right now, in the control section office of one of the factories, Space Patrol Inspector Curtis is talking to Vincent Trowbridge, owner of the plant.
I've completed the inspection, Mr. Trowbridge.
Find anything wrong, Inspector Curtis?
No, nothing serious. The heat insulation on the mercury vapor conduits needs replacing.
You aren't going to enter that on a report, are you?
Well, I should. But I'll overlook it this time if you promise to have it repaired by the time of my next official visit here.
Of course. You just play ball with me, Curtis, and I'll play ball with you.
Fine. Oh, Mr. Trowbridge.
Yes, Curtis.
About the investment you're handling for me, is everything all right?
Well, it doesn't look good right now.
But can I get my 10,000 credits back?
Perhaps in a few months.
A few months? Well, Mr. Trowbridge, you said last month we could expect a quick profit.
Yes, I also said there were certain risks involved. You remember that, don't you?
But all our other investments, they turned out all right.
They were for small amounts, 100 credits or so.
I was counting on that money. You put me in a terrible spot.
I didn't put you on the spot, Curtis. You insisted I take your money. It was your money, wasn't it?
Well, of course it was, except for a few hundred I borrowed. But it has to be paid back right away.
Well, I'm afraid there's nothing I can do.
Look, you've got to help me. If the Space Patrol finds out I've been having business dealings with one of the firms I inspect, I'll lose my job.
Well, you didn't worry much about that when you were winning.
It was foolish, I admit it. But I was relying on your business judgment. This gets out. I'm finished.
Perhaps I should have realized you weren't in a position to risk so much money. Tell you what. Suppose I return those 10,000 credits to you.
Will you, Mr. Trowbridge?
Now, understand, Curtis, I only do this out of the goodness of my heart. This is just a loan, you understand. It's my money you're getting. Your 10,000 is still invested with another firm, and I can't touch it.
I'll pay you back every credit when the other deal begins to pay off.
Yeah. Oh, in the meantime, you're in a position to do me a favor.
What do you have in mind?
Well, you also inspect the other space factory, don't you?
Stan Larkin's plant? Oh, yes, sir.
What's his record?
Excellent. Why?
Perhaps you've been somewhat lax in your inspection. Somewhat indulgent, shall we say.
Oh, no. I'm always very careful.
Yes, but there is always room for improvement, Curtis. From now on, you can even be more careful when you check on Larkin. When are you due there again?
2 days from now.
Well, just make sure you examine his entire factory thoroughly. I'm sure you'll be able to find that Larkin is guilty of several irregularities.
You aren't asking me to turn in a false report.
Would you rather a true one be turned in on you?
All right, Mr. Trowbridge.
Oh, this may ease your conscience a little. I have a couple of men working at Larkin's factory. You wouldn't have to use your imagination too much in this.
Commander Corey's office. Cadet Happy here. Yes, sir. All right, Major, I'll tell him.
What is it, Happy?
Well, it's Major Robertson, Commander. He says Inspector Curtis is due back at Venus City headquarters tomorrow. He's been on sick leave.
Hap, remind me to spaceophone Curtis in the morning regarding the space factory report.
Yes, sir.
I can't understand what's happened to Stan Larkin's operation.
Who is this Larkin, sir?
He owns one of the 2 space factories circling Venus. The last 2 inspection reports have been pretty bad. Till 3 weeks ago, Larkin's plant had a very high rating.
What's the trouble, sir?
Curtis listed 6 counts of defective safety equipment, including the main airlock. When he returned for another checkup 2 weeks later, 3 of the previous citations hadn't been corrected.
What about the Trowbridge station?
Oh, it's excellent. You know, it looks to me as though Larkin's trying to cut corners.
It's not a very smart move with a new government contract still sitting on the Secretary General's desk.
It's not a smart move in any case, I think. Any negligence in one of those space factories could cost the life of every man in the plant. First, I'll see what Curtis has to say about the situation. Then I may pay Larkin a visit.
Curtis at Venus City calling Trowbridge at Space Factory number 2. Curtis calling Trowbridge at Space Factory number 2.
Trowbridge here. Go ahead, Curtis.
I just thought I ought to let you know. Corey's going to blast off for a visit to Larkin's factory.
Is he coming here, too?
He didn't mention it in our space phone conversation. We better be prepared just in case he does.
I am always prepared. Did he question your report on Larkin?
No, not yet. But I'm worried. I don't want to get into this any deeper.
Now, look, Curtis, stop worrying. Just take it easy.
All right, but I won't make any more false reports.
We'll talk about it later. When is Corey due at Larkin?
About 900 hours universal start time tomorrow.
All right, Curtis. Trowbridge out.
Now, can my men do to convince Corey?
You could start decelerating now, Happy. We're nearly on the factory's orbit.
It certainly doesn't look very solid, Commander. Like a bunch of wheels strung together with wires.
Well, it would never do on a planet, of course, but out here in space with no gravity pull, it's strong enough.
Where do we join airlock, sir?
At the end of that tube projecting from the circular structure. We'll make our approach from the other side.
It looks like we've got a clear approach on this vector, sir.
Right. Let's contact Larkin and tell him we're coming in for inspection.
Commander Corey, I've been in the manufacturing business for 20 years. This is the first time I've been accused of mismanagement.
All you're being accused of right now, Mr. Larkin, is failure to correct certain faulty equipment after receiving a citation from our inspector.
I tell you, I ordered it corrected.
Did you check to see if the orders were carried out?
Well, frankly, no, I didn't. In the past, I've never found it necessary to check up on my employees.
Mr. Larkin, our inspectors have a regular procedure to follow. Did you say that in the past Curtis has ignored defective equipment?
I don't know whether Curtis has ignored defective equipment or not, but I haven't.
And what about those last 2 reports? What about the complaints of impurities in your product?
Commander, would you like to inspect this factory right now?
I certainly would. But you haven't answered my question.
Maybe we'll both know the answers after inspection. I manufacture plastics, not excuses.
All right, Larkin. I'll call my cadet and we'll inspect. I'll say this for you, Larkin. Overall, your factory is run very efficiently.
We haven't finished the tour yet, Commander. With these accusations against me, I think it only fair that you make a complete inspection.
All right. What's next?
Well, you've seen the crew's living quarters, the power control station, and the process control room. As I recall your inspector's last report, there was a defective airlock in number 2 loading chamber.
That's right. Has it been repaired?
I ordered it repaired. Come with me. You can see for yourselves. Oh, here, wait. You'd better both put on heavy coats if you're going in there.
Why, is it cold in there?
About 5 degrees below 0 centigrade. The coats are here in the locker. Here's one for you, Commander.
Thank you.
Here you are, Cadet.
Thanks, Mr. Larkin. Oh, why is the loading chamber so cold?
This chamber is where we keep the hexaplast sheets. They move directly into the hold of the cargo ship, which is also at 5 degrees below 0.
Hexaplast? What's that?
It's a light but very strong plastic, Happy. It's called the material with a memory.
A memory?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me, Commander, the intercom. Larkin, chamber 2. Yes? Can it wait? But I'm... Oh, all right. I'll be right back. Commander, I've got to go back to the central control room. 2 of my technicians seem to have misinterpreted my instructions on the process routine. Why don't you examine loading chamber 2, and I'll join you in a minute.
Of course, go ahead.
Thanks, Commander.
Now, let's go in, Happy. We'd better secure the door to hold the temperature down.
not as cold in here as I expected it to be.
It's a dry cold, low humidity. These coats are pretty heavy.
Well, there sure isn't much room to move around with all these bales stacked in here.
Now, there's the airlock at the other end of the chamber. Let's check the indicator and see if there's any leakage.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, Commander, what did you mean when you said hexaplast was a material with a memory?
Now, it can be molded into a certain shape at a fairly high temperature. And when it's cold, the way it is now, it flattens out.
Uh-huh.
When the temperature rises, it springs back into its original form. It's as though its molecules remembered what shape it takes.
What was that?
I don't know. It sounds as though something snapped.
Oh, look, up there. The top bale came undone. Somebody did a sloppy job of packing it. Oh, there goes another one. Hey, look, it's moving. The cargo's shifting.
You've got to get out of here, Happy.
Hey, Commander, what's happening?
The hexaplast, expanding to its original shape. Open the door, hurry.
Locked, sir.
We've got to get out of here in a hurry. If we don't, the hexaplast will push us against the wall.
We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. This is Captain Dick Tufeld reporting the morning news direct from Terra City. First, the headlines. Commander Corey offers projectoscope to boys and girls on Earth. Space Patrol mail bags jammed with orders. The commander interrupts all communication lanes to warn projectoscope is offered for limited time only. Those are the headlines, now the details. Today, Buzz Corey is again offering all boys and girls a chance to send for the new 6-inch pocket projectoscope. This streamlined blue and yellow plastic model in the shape of the commander's rocket ship has been designed to do three important things. One, to flash on and off so rapidly it can be used as a signal light. Two, to throw a steady beam of light so it can also be used as a flashlight. Three, to throw pictures on the wall by means of a special strip of film. Response from Earth has been terrific. Orders have been pouring in without let-up, but supplies are still big and work is on schedule. When a letter is received, a projectoscope is mailed at once. But Commander Corey warned in a special bulletin that the projectoscope could be offered for a limited time only. So, gang, send for your projectoscope today. Just buy a box of rice checks or wheat checks. Then, with your name and address, send 35 cents in coin and a rice checks or wheat checks box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now back to today's adventure, the Venus Space Factory. Vincent Trowbridge, owner of a space factory revolving around Venus, has forced the Space Patrol inspector to turn in false reports against Stan Larkin, owner of a competing space factory. Commander Corey and Cadet Happy went to the Larkin plant to investigate. While in loading chamber number 2 of the space factory, the two space patrolmen find themselves in danger of being crushed by a rapidly expanding plastic known as hexaplast as the temperature rises in the chamber.
Stand back, Happy. Let me try that door.
Yes, sir.
Somebody must have locked it after we got in here.
You suppose it was Larkin?
Hap, look out!
Huh? Wow, its head and yell shroud have been smashed between those two blocks of hexaplast.
It's going to keep expanding till it fills every inch of this chamber.
That's as hard as rock.
Yes, after it reaches its original shape.
Commander, could it break through the hull of the chamber?
By the time it does, it won't matter to us. Hey, wait. You give me an idea. There's a bale that hasn't broken open yet. Help me drag it to the door.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's move fast, Happy.
This bale feels soft.
Yeah. Now let's wedge it between the stack of hexaplast and the door. Move tighter.
Commander, I can feel it expanding.
Stand back. When those metal packing strips burst, they'll lash out like whips.
There it goes.
It's swelling up. Let's hope that door is the weakest part of the chamber.
Hey, it works, sir. The door's open.
Let's get out of here quickly.
Hey, Commander, it's colder out here in the passage than it was in the chamber.
Let's get to the control room. I want to hear Larkin's explanation of this. Now, here's the control room, huh? Larkin. Now, here's the control room, huh? Larkin. Now, here's the control room, huh?
Commander, you're safe.
You know what happened in the loading chamber?
Yes. Did you secure the outer door of the passage?
Yes, I did. Now, maybe you'll tell me who locked the refrigeration door.
Locked it? It wasn't locked.
Oh, no. We had to use expanding hexaplast to break it open.
You were in there with that wild plastic?
Where did you think we were, Larkin?
I don't know. I settled the argument between the two technicians, then I came back here and checked the instruments. I could see the temperature was rising in the loading chamber.
What made it rise?
The thermostat must have been defective. It's all right now. Even if the hexaplast bursts the chamber hull, we won't lose any air in the other sections of the factory.
But I'd still like to know what made the temperature rise and the door lock
closed. Why?
Safety. One incompetent or vicious man in this space factory could destroy the lives of everyone aboard it. I'm going to order a ship to be sent here from Venus to remove every one of your staff to Venus City so we can have a complete investigation. I'll assign a space patrol ship that cruise alongside this factory in its orbit around Venus to protect your interests.
Very well, Commander. I'll order a complete shutdown.
All right, Larkin. Come on, Happy. We'll get to our ship and spaceophone Venus City. Then we'll head for Terra and organize.
Curtis calling Trowbridge aboard Space Factory number 2. Curtis calling Vincent Trowbridge at Space Factory number 2.
Trowbridge here. Go ahead, Curtis.
Are there any cargo ships loading or unloading at the factory?
No ships not due till tomorrow. Fine.
I'm coming there to talk to you.
What am I?
I'll tell you when I get there.
Now, isn't that rather stupid? You aren't due to inspect for another 10 days.
I'm nearly there. Have the airlocks ready.
Why can't you tell me what you want over the spaceophone? Or pull down the scramble circuit?
I've got to talk to you. In person.
All right, come ahead. But if you are in trouble, don't expect me.
Commander, shouldn't we be on the Terra Vector?
I've changed course, Happy. We're heading for the other space factory on the opposite side of Venus.
Why? Something wrong at the Trowbridge plant?
Well, so far it's not as serious as what went on at Larkin. I've been getting some interesting information from Major Robertson, though. Trowbridge has been putting out some defective plastics, too, worse than Larkin.
Was it in the inspector's report, sir?
No. The Bureau of Standards discovered it. Could have been detected by our inspector at the factory. Yet he's consistently given Trowbridge a high efficiency rating.
Does the same man check both factories?
Yes, George Curtis. Well, maybe he needs a vacation.
Yeah, he seemed to be right on his toes when he checked Larkin's plant.
Venus City Space Control was supposed to notify me when they located Curtis. He's off duty for 18 hours, so he must be somewhere in the city.
Oh, there's another collection of wheels in the viewscope, sir. We're getting close to the Trowbridge factory.
All right, Curtis. Tell me what was important enough to bring you here to the factory at this time.
I found out what your men tried to do to Corey with the hexaplast. You might have killed him.
Will that have put Larkin in a hot spot? As it is, this will probably finish him.
But you don't know the rest of it. Corey had the whole crew, including Larkin, flown to Venus City for an investigation. I'll be called in to testify.
So what? That close call, Corriere will convince him that Larkin isn't fit to operate the factory. You just calm down. Go back to Venus City and be there when he calls you.
But Trowbridge, don't you realize? Corey will probably give Larkin and his crew a brainograph test and find out about your spy. I hadn't thought of that. Corey will find out you're behind this whole scheme and find out about me.
Well, I'm glad you did think that, Curtis. You can find me to Venus before Corey organizes his investigation. We'll have to eliminate those spies of mine before they are given the brainograph test.
I won't have any part of it.
All you have to do is keep your mouth shut. Being a space patrol inspector, you won't be asked to take a brainograph test, not if you play calm.
Commander Corey aboard Terra 5, calling Venus Space Factory number 2. Corey aboard Terra 5, calling Space Factory number 2.
Keep your mouth shut, Curtis. Let me do the talking. Venus Space Factory number 2, Commander Corey. Trowbridge here.
Trowbridge, I want to talk to you on official business.
Of course, Commander.
You'll be ready to join airlocks with the factory in about 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yes.
Come ahead, Commander.
Thanks, Mr. Trowbridge. Corey out.
You recognize my ship. Why didn't you stall him till I could get away?
It's too late now. He'd see you anyway. Don't worry. Just do as I say and we'll both be all right. Just get back in that living compartment and lock the door. I'll handle Corey.
What are you going to do?
Just leave that to me. Go on, get in.
Go on, Happy.
Yes, sir. Well, Commander Corey, this is rather a surprise.
Hello, Mr. Trowbridge. I recognize our inspector's ship at number 2 airline. Is he in here?
Yes, he's inspecting my factory.
It's my impression that he was here 4 days ago.
Oh, you mean you didn't know he was coming here today? I'm afraid Inspector Curtis is a very thorough young man. I've been getting quite a going-over from him.
Yeah? Why?
Well, I'll let him tell you. He's probably in the handling room now. This way, please. On second thought, maybe I'd better tell you myself. Frankly, I tried to deceive Curtis on his last trip here. And I thought I succeeded.
Deceive him? How?
Some defective insulation.
What about it?
Well, I could tell that Curtis wasn't feeling very well. And I thought I'd put it over. But he wouldn't notice. Well, I found out differently. He's going over the entire plant with a vengeance.
After I see Curtis, there are a couple of other matters I want to discuss with you, Mr. Trowbridge.
Certainly. I'll find Curtis right in here, Commander. The handling room. Just go right in.
Hey! On your feet, Happy. Get through that door after him.
Oh. Commander, we can't touch the floor. What happened?
We're floating. Trowbridge cut off the artificial gravity in here.
You're going right toward the ceiling.
Now, take it easy. When you reach the ceiling, push yourself gently toward the floor.
Yes, sir.
Gently now. You might bounce back up again. When your feet touch, make your way carefully toward the door. Remember, we're completely weightless.
I can reach the ceiling now.
Here it goes. That's it. We're going down.
Take a couple of seconds. This is the strangest feeling.
Easy now. Your feet are almost touching the floor.
Oh, my head. Smoke and rockets, Commander. We were pulled up to the ceiling. There's the floor down there below us.
Trowbridge reversed the gravity field. The pull in this room is toward the ceiling.
How are we going to get down to the floor?
The hard way, I'm afraid. Trowbridge can keep reversing the gravity field from floor to ceiling till he batters us unconscious.
Look, sir. Everything that wasn't bolted to the floor is up on the ceiling all around us. Crates and tools, everything.
Now you see why Trowbridge called this the handling room. You can handle any object by adjusting the gravity field, no matter how heavy.
Yeah, including us. Wow, feel that. I'm pressing harder than ever against the ceiling.
Trowbridge is increasing the gravity field.
What's he going to do? Knock us out by giving us extra G's?
I doubt that he has that much power.
It's strong enough so that I can't stand up on the ceiling.
If he reverses it at this strength, we'll break every bone in our bodies when we hit the floor.
Oh, this is awful. Just waiting for him to smash us down.
Happy, look down there on the wall. See that switch box?
Yes, sir.
It's right by the outer loading hatch. Maybe a gravity control emergency switch. You can just turn that lever to the off position.
But we can't reach it, sir. Not even if we could stand up.
No, but there are a lot of objects around us up here in the ceiling. Small things we could throw. We can hit that switch before Trowbridge reverses the gravity.
There's a small crowbar. It's even hard to crawl with all this high gravity. There.
Now take careful aim, Happy. Remember, be ready to duck. That bar is going to fall back up to the ceiling.
That's right. I'm glad you reminded me. Well, here goes.
Oh, watch out. It's falling back.
I didn't throw it nearly hard enough.
I'll try it with this wrench.
If you hit it, we'll have quite a drop to the floor.
If I hit it, we'll stay here in the ceiling till we push ourselves down. Now, cross your fingers.
Hey, you hit it, sir. We're weightless again.
All right, Happy. Easy now. Press against the ceiling with your legs. Push yourself down toward the door. Okay, careful now. Let's go.
Come on, Curtis. Quick. Get into your ship.
What to do with Pork? He's floating around in the handling room, up near the ceiling.
What?
Well, just as I was about to reverse the gravity pole and smash him to the floor, the field cut out. I guess I overloaded the coils. Come on, we got to get out of here. Hurry, get it to your ship.
All right, Trowbridge, stay right where you are.
Hurry!
Commander, I didn't know you were here.
Curtis, you had the right hunch in coming back here, but evidently you didn't know just how far Trowbridge really would go.
No, Commander. Yeah, that's right, Curtis. I might even take the brainograph then.
Happy, take Trowbridge into custody.
No, you don't. Get your hands up, Cadet Curtis. Go on, you too, Corey.
Hey, what is this? Curtis, are you out of your mind?
Good work, Curtis. Now, Corey, we'll...
Get him, Happy!
All right, you two, on your feet.
I've got the weapons, sir.
Commander, Trowbridge forced me to help him. He bribed two of Larkin's guards to heat up the hexaclass chamber. I didn't have a thing to do with it.
Curtis, keep your mouth shut.
You might as well let him talk, Trowbridge. We've got enough on you right now.
Commander, I'll tell you everything. Honestly, I will. I only did what I did so I wouldn't lose my inspector's job.
Curtis, you have a peculiar idea of an inspector's duties.
Yeah, don't worry, Curtis. You'll still be an inspector. You can inspect the inside of a criminal rehabilitation center.
An action preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. Gang, everybody's talking about the projectoscope, and no wonder. It's terrific. Now, here's a boy who's been talking about his projectoscope since the moment he got it. That was on Saturday morning.
Junior, look. I got my projectoscope. Man, it's really neat. Look at that. It's shaped like a real outer space rocket ship with tail fins and a radar antenna.
Sunday night, and he's still going strong.
Hey, Dad, turn out the light. Here now. I'm going to show you some pictures on the wall with my projectoscope. That's Buzz Corey and Cadet Happy you see there. You know, real Space Patrol adventure. It's called Mighty Meteor. And there's 3 other adventures on the same film.
And so it went with his friends on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Look at Joe. Look at this projectoscope. Flash signals in the dark. See how fast I can blink it on and off?
Then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday again. And this boy is still talking about his projectoscope.
Don't cry, sis. I'll find that nickel you dropped here in the dark. See, I got my projectoscope in my pocket. And it's a swell flashlight, too. See that beam of light? Hey, here's your nickel, sis. Good old projectoscope.
Gang, get yourself one of these wonderful projectoscopes. We have enough for all of you, and we'll send you one the day we get your order. Just buy a box of rice checks or wheat checks. Then, with your name and address, send 35 cents in coin and a rice checks or wheat checks box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. Write that down. Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy have joined airlocks with a spaceship in which 2 criminals are holding Carol captive. Although the criminals have meekly surrendered over the spaceophone, Buzz is still wary. Happy is going to open the airlock. I'll give you a gun. Yes, sir.
You got us, Commander, with our hands up. Look, I'll turn on the light so you can see better.
Happy, the lights. They're blinding, Commander. I can't see.
Let them have it, Rambo. They can't see. They're helpless.
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story, The Cosmic Ray Detector, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol! Special bulletin for boys and girls in Indianapolis, Indiana, and Washington, D.C. Buzz Corey's own space battle cruiser, the Ralston Rocket, will be in your area next week. Don't miss it. The Ralston Rocket. Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Ken Mayer, Baylor Cobot, Norman Jolly, and David Duval. Dick Tufel speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when Wheat Checks, Rice. Wheat Checks, Rice Checks, and Good Hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. In today's transcribed Space Patrol adventure, Buzz and Happy are in an underground passage deep beneath Saturn City, attempting to capture a plutonium thief, Victor Drumlin. Drumlin has reversed the atmosphere pumps and is drawing deadly methane gas from Saturn's atmosphere into the lower levels. Protected by a shielded hideout, Drumlin refuses to surrender.
That methane gas isn't going to stop us, Drumlin. We can break that door down before it reaches this level.
That door is built to shield against an explosion, Corey. The kind you're going to hear in a moment.
What does he mean, Commander?
He's bluffing, Happy. Methane isn't explosive.
It is. When mixed with ordinary air and ignited. Listen.
What's that, Commander?
Turn on the generators, Happy. If he overloads them, he'll ignite the gas and blow up Saturn City.
We'll return in just a moment with today's exciting Space Patrol adventure,
The Secret of Sub-Level 7. Say, gang, how are you at imitations? Well, this is Captain Dick Tufeld speaking, and here's my idea of how a cosmic surface car sounds with just ordinary fuel in its tank. Vroom! But. Now here's that same car with super fuel in its tank. Yes, sir. That cosmic surface car is really roaring now because it's supercharged with super fuel. And, gang, the same is true with you. What happens when you have ordinary fuel for breakfast? Well, you move like this. What. That's right, you're just a putt-putt. But when you fill up your tank with super fuel, man, you're supercharged. So eat a power breakfast with Rice Chex or Wheat Chex and get supercharged. Flavor galore in every bite-sized biscuit. So get the super cereals today, Rice Chex, Wheat Chex. And remember, inside of each package, you get a mysterious magic space picture. And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, The Secret of Sub-Level 7. All day long, huge crowds have thronged United Planets Park on the man-made planet Terra. All the leading scientists, from Mercury to Pluto, have been demonstrating improvements in spaceship equipment, in surface cars, also in such home appliances as the Diatronic Chef, which will prepare any one of 1,000 different dinners in 30 seconds, merely by dialing a number. Cadet Happy has been a fascinated spectator at most of these exhibits. But now he's returned to Commander Corey's office at Space Patrol headquarters.
Commander.
Well, Happy, I didn't expect you back for another hour.
I thought I'd better give you this note, sir. It's marked urgent.
Well, who gave it to you?
That's the odd part of it, sir. I don't know. Somebody in the crowd slipped it in my belt somewhere in the Hall of Science.
Evidently someone doesn't have much confidence in our official message service.
It might be a joke of some kind, Commander. One of the new cadets testing me to see what I'd do.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you brought this to me, Happy.
Is it important, sir?
If it isn't someone's idea of a practical joke, it's very important. Listen to this. 9 months ago, 250,000 credits worth of plutonium was stolen from reactor plant number 5 on Jupiter's third moon. If you want to know who was behind that theft, come to apartment 15J, Einstein Terrace at 1300 hours Universal Star Time today.
Smoking rockets. What's the signature, sir?
There's no signature.
Well, they're not taking any chance of being caught. That must be somebody's idea of a funny joke.
Except that the theft of plutonium wasn't made public, and they're still looking for the thieves. Happy, go to the electro directory and see who lives at 15J, Einstein Terrace.
Yes, sir.
You'll find Einstein Terrace in City Zone 5.
I've got it, Commander. Now the address, 15J. The indicator panel says Vogel, Edmund R., occupational code number 3-146.28.
Happy, it's 12:22 now. We'll have time to make a quick check on him in the files before we pay him.
This is a pretty fancy neighborhood for a production analyst. He must get pretty good pay.
It depends on how good they are, Happy.
Yes?
I'm looking for Edmund Vogel.
I am Edmund Vogel. What can I do for you?
I'm Commander Corey of the Space Patrol. Cadet Happy here gave me a message.
A message?
Perhaps we'd better talk inside, Mr. Vogel.
Why, yes, of course. Come in, gentlemen. What's this about a message, Commander?
Were you at the Hall of Science in United Planets Park at any time today?
Why, no. I had intended to go, but some urgent business came up.
Mr. Vogel, see this envelope?
Yes.
Did you write that address or order anyone else to write it?
No, I don't know a thing about it. What makes you think I do?
The message inside asked me to come here at 1300 Universal Star Time.
Yeah? But what about?
If you don't already know and you have no reason for contacting me, then we'll just consider the incident closed. Sorry to have bothered you, Mr. Vogel.
That's quite all right, Commander. Here, I'll open the door.
Oh, one more thing, Mr. Vogel.
Yes?
Do you know of anyone who goes in for practical jokes of this kind?
Oh, no, Commander. I'm afraid my friends and their acquaintances are. Well, you might consider them a little on the dull side.
Do you know anyone who has a grudge against you?
No, Commander. I'm completely mystified by the whole affair.
All right, Mr. Vogel. Thanks for your cooperation. Let's go, Happy. Goodbye, Commander.
They're gone, Mr. Drummond.
I know. I heard the whole thing.
Did you think I handled it very well?
Yes, but you could have handled it better, Vogel, if you hadn't written that note in the first place.
But I explained it to you. I needed the reward money. You haven't given me what you promised. I couldn't even find you.
I got your message all right, but I couldn't risk answering them. However, I had my men watching you just in case you tried informing the Space Patrol, which was a lucky hunch on my part.
I told you I was sorry. But now that you promised me my money and I've denied writing that note, everything's all right again, isn't it, Mr. Drummond?
Yes, as long as you watch your step.
I promise.
I'll give you the money right now. But remember this. I couldn't have taken the plutonium without the help of the information I got from you.
But at the time, I didn't know why you wanted it.
Yes. I'll try to make Corey believe that. Here's your money.
Thank you very much.
And don't forget, this definitely makes you a party to the crime. Think that over the next time you feel like sneaking notes to one of Corey's men.
It won't happen again.
I'm sure it won't, Vogel. In fact,
Here are those handwriting blow-ups, Commander.
Good. Major Robertson certainly rushed them, too.
Well, this is just a preliminary check, sir. The Major says an expert is working out the detailed analysis.
Let's see what we've got here.
Well, this is a blow-up of the note, and this is a magnet photo of Vogel's own handwriting. And these are notations he made while working on charts and reports for his company.
They seem to correspond pretty well with the letters and figures in the notes you found in the bag.
And Major Robertson says there are at least 6 similarity characteristics.
That's pretty conclusive, Happy. I'd say that Vogel wrote the note all right.
But why would he deny it?
Perhaps something happened to change his mind.
Well, how do we find out for sure, sir? We'll wait for the experts to finish the analysis?
There's a quicker way. We'll bring Vogel here for a brainograph test. Let's go back.
He doesn't seem to be home, sir.
I'll try the door. Locked. We'll use the magnet key and have a look around. From the looks of things, I'd say we're a little late.
You mean someone else had the idea of searching Vogel's place for evidence?
No, Happy. It looks like Vogel suddenly decided to leave and packed in a great hurry. His clothes lying around are freshly pressed and laundered. They don't look as though they've been pawed through by anyone searching for something.
Yes, sir, that's right.
This whole place has the air of a man who suddenly decided to run away. And in the confusion, had a hard time deciding what to take with him.
He certainly must have decided to travel light.
Happy, look around, see if you can find any letters or spaceograms.
All right, Commander.
Oh, here's an example of Vogel's writing. It's in a notepad by the spaceocram. And they're just figures.
Maybe they'll match the figures in the note.
I'll take them along. Let's see. They were written in a hurry. One line has been crossed out. There's some way of knowing what these numbers mean. Here, take a look at them. Huh?
Yes, sir. 59-1400, that's crossed out. And 63-1430.
What do they suggest to you?
Well, how about the time? 1400 and 1430 could be universal start time.
Yes, it could. It's after 1400 now.
Yeah, but 59 and 63, I draw a blank on those.
Vogel may be planning to leave Terra. Space Control Special Information Section. Commander Corey calling.
Yes, Commander. Lieutenant Graves here.
Lieutenant, are any space flights scheduled to blast off from Terra at 1400 and 1430 Universal Star Time today?
I'll check with operations immediately.
I want all flights, commercial and private, and their destinations. This is top priority.
Be with you in a minute.
I'll hang on. Happy. While we're waiting, keep searching this apartment.
Somebody's at the door, sir.
I'll see who it is and bring them in here. I don't want anyone to tip off Vogel that we're after him.
Yes, sir.
Vogel, Oh, sorry. I must be in the wrong apartment.
Will you step in, please?
Look, obviously I have made a mistake. Sorry to have bothered you.
My orders are to bring you to Commander Corey.
What's this all about?
You'll save yourself a lot of trouble if you just come in. How about it?
Sure. Anything to oblige.
Commander's right in here.
Commander, I think I'm entitled to an explanation.
Are you here to see Vogel?
Vogel? Why, he mentioned Vogel's name when I opened the door, sir.
Yes, I came to see Vogel. Where is he?
That's what I want to know. Did you have an appointment with him?
No, not exactly. I talked to him about doing the production survey for me. And I thought I'd drop in and clear out a few questions that have been bothering me.
Who are you?
My name is Drumlin, Victor Drumlin. I represent a firm that has a new hard metals exclusion project. Vogel was recommended to me by an acquaintance. I scarcely know the man.
When did you see Vogel last, Mr. Drumlin?
Let me see. It was 2 days ago. We had lunch together.
Did he seem worried about anything? Anxious, nervous?
Not that I noticed. I hope nothing is wrong.
Information section to Commander Corey.
Just a moment, Mr. Drumlin.
All right, Commander.
Corey here. Go ahead, Lieutenant.
I have the information on blast-off time, sir. Flight 59, blast-off for Venus, 1400. Flight 82, blast-off for Earth, 1421. Flight 63 for Jupiter, 1430. Nothing more till 15:05.
Thanks, Lieutenant. Corey out. Well, Happy, it looks as though Vogel was interested in that 1430 ship for Jupiter, Flight 63.
1415 now, sir.
You'll have time to pick him up. Mr. Drumlin, Mr. Drumlin, what's the matter?
Get it, Doctor.
Catch him, Happy.
I've got him, sir.
Let's put him here on the couch. Easy now.
You're going to be all right, Mr. Drumlin. Just take it easy. Here, I'll loosen your collar.
I'm sorry to be such a nuisance.
Oh, that's all right.
Thanks, Cadet.
Commander, he's got my ray gun.
Drumlin, what's the idea?
I'll show you, Corey. Turn around, both of you.
See what he says.
Now. I just have time to get to the spaceport and stop Vogel.
We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. Say, gang, ever hear the story of the boy who heard music every time he ate something that tasted real good? A piece of cake, and he'd hear drums. A dish of ice cream, and he'd hear this. And when he tried Rice Chex and Wheat Chex, the super cereals, he'd not only hear drums and the piano, he heard the whole band. And no wonder that boy heard a whole band. Chex are terrific. Rice Chex is crisp shredded rice in that modern bite-sized design. And Wheat Chex is golden shredded whole wheat in that same wonderful, easy-to-eat bite-sized design. And hey, each one of those bite-sized biscuits is loaded with zing and zip. A good breakfast with Chex and you're supercharged. So get those swell-tasting super cereals that help to supercharge you. Rice Chex, Wheat Chex. And remember, inside the package, there's a mysterious, magic space picture. And now, back to our Space Patrol adventure, The Secret of Sub-Level 7. Buzz and Happy have been knocked unconscious by Victor Drumlin to prevent them from finding Edmund Vogel and discovering that Drumlin is the mastermind behind the unsolved theft of a large amount of plutonium from a reactor plant on Jupiter's third moon. Leaving Buzz and Happy in Vogel's apartment on Terra, Drumlin has raced to the Terra spaceport to keep Vogel from boarding a Jupiter-bound spaceship. Calmly, casually, Drumlin scans the crowded terminal, then approaches a nervous-looking man pacing near a row of public communications booths.
Going away, Vogel? Mr. Drumlin, I hope you're not planning on taking the 1430 ship to Jupiter.
How'd you know that?
From Commander Corey. And if I hadn't interfered, he would be here now instead of me.
What have you done? What have you done to me?
Now, take it easy. I'm here to help you. We'll blast off right away in my private cruiser.
No, leave me alone. I don't want any more of this. Here, I'll give you back your money.
I don't care about the money. Your behavior is attracting attention. Here, let me give you something to quiet your nerves. Don't be alarmed. It's just an electro-injector treatment. Just step inside this communication booth until it takes the place.
Mr. Dunn, please. I don't want to go with you.
Inside this boot. There are comfortable seats for both of us. Just sit down. That's it. Now, we'll just sit here pleasantly as though we were phoning a mutual friend. course, in a moment, when the electro-injector takes effect, you won't be able to talk, much less raise an alarm.
Listen to me.
However, you will be able to walk where I guide you. Keep your hands away from the control switches. If I hear the operator's voice, I'm afraid I'll have to finish this interview rather unpleasantly.
Let me alone, John.
I can't leave you here to spill all you know to Corey. But you'll be safe with me in sub-level 7. Look, don't try to talk. We'll have nothing to worry about. Corey will never find either of us in sub-level 7. That's the old underground section of Saturn City that was sealed off years ago when the new levels were finished under the eastern end of the city. That's where I've been hiding out all these months. All right. Let's go. Stand up. That's it. We'll go to my ship, and if anyone asks any questions, I'll merely say that I'm a doctor and you're my patient, and we're going to Mars.
Happy.
What happened?
Our pal Drumlin knocked us out.
Head feels like a meteor hit it.
We'll exchange symptoms later. But look at the time. It's 14:55.
You're too late to stop Vogel.
Let's hope Drumlin was too late to warn him. I'll call Space Control to hold Flight 63 when it lands at Jupiter City, and we'll get over to headquarters and see what we can find out about it.
Isn't very much farther, Vogel.
So cold and dark down here.
When the passageway turns, we can turn on the lights. Then it's just a few yards further to my living quarters. You'll find them quite comfortable.
I don't like it down here. It's like being shut up in a tomb.
No one will think of looking for us here. We'll have light and heat and plenty of food. All the convenience of city life, with none of the congestion.
How long will we have to stay in sub-level 7?
Oh, when you get used to it, it's pleasant. It's as pleasant as living on the surface of a planet. The old atmosphere plant and power plant are still in working order. The city could use them in an emergency. Now,
Happy, has anything come in about Vogel while I've been out?
Not a thing, sir. Except that he definitely wasn't on the ship to Jupiter. And I haven't been able to locate much information about this Drumlin either, sir.
Drumlin must have been in on this plutonium theft with Vogel.
Well, maybe Drumlin's the brains behind all this.
If he is, he won't hesitate to remove weaklings like Vogel if they threaten his safety. Here, Happy, put this on the microtape playback.
Yes, sir. What is it, sir?
It's a reel of tape from Spaceport Communications.
Oh?
Public booth number 23 from the delayed transmission circuit.
Delayed transmission, sir?
It's a new service for civilian space travelers, Happy. You wouldn't come in contact with it ordinarily, since our personnel use official facilities. But in the public booth, there's a special switch that turns on a tape recording device. You give your name, the name and location of the person you want to talk to, and give the message, and then the communications operator transmits the message at a later time.
Oh, I see. Oh, like if a man has to make a space trip in a hurry and his wife isn't home, he goes into a booth, presses a switch, and says, "Myrtle, this is Joe. You weren't home when I called. Had to go to Venus on business. Be back Friday."
Now, that's the idea. This particular tape you're queuing up caused a problem. There was no information indicating where it was to be relayed, but luckily the operator checking the tape recognized a couple of names. All right, turn on the playback.
Yes, sir.
Let me over. Don't try to talk. You have nothing to worry about. Corey will never find either of us in sub-level 7. Just the old underground section of Saturn City. It was sealed off years ago when new levels were finished under the eastern end of the city. That's where I've been hiding out all these months. All right, Vogel. Let's go. Stand up.
That's the end of it, sir. It's Vogel and Drumlin, all right? But how come their voices are on a delayed transmission tape?
He must have gone into a booth for the sake of privacy. The tone of Vogel's voice he wasn't too happy about.
No.
Either one of them accidentally kicked the switch that turned on the recorder, or Vogel managed to kick it on without attracting Drumlin's attention.
I mean, Saturn City.
Down in the 7th level.
Well, we can space up from Saturn City and have them surrounded in no time.
Yes, if we didn't care about what happened to Vogel.
Huh?
Drumlin wouldn't hesitate to get rid of Vogel if he thought he could escape by himself. And Drumlin probably knows that ancient underground section of Saturn City better than anyone.
Oh, you're right, sir. Well, what do we do?
We'll blast off to Saturn City and contact the city engineer. We'll get maps of the old underground region. Then you and I will go down there and...
Mr. Gump.
Yes, Lord.
How long are we going to stay on this outpost?
I've asked you a few times. I know you have, and I'm getting sick of it. Shut up. Then tell me. All right. I will. If you had any sense of gratitude, or any sense for that matter, you know I brought you here to spare your life.
It wouldn't destroy me.
No. But I knew the space patrol had a chance of capturing.
Mr. Grumman, why?
You're a weakling, Vogel. You tell everything you know about me if Corey pointed a finger at you.
But I didn't. How about yesterday in my apartment?
Yes, we got rid of Corey for a while. Because we knew I was in the next room, ready to blast both Corey and you if you still the same. But you didn't have the brains to deceive Corey completely.
But I can't spend the rest of my life cooped up in this sub-level 7.
I'm tired of listening to your whining, Vogel. I understand this. You live in sub-level 7 or not at all. On the surface of any planet, Corey could find you. I'd be finished. So make up your mind to live here or not at all.
There must be some other solution, Mr. Grumman. I'll go crazy down there. I'm used to using my mind, figuring, planning. Down here, there's nothing to think about.
Shut up!
Warning, system has picked them out. Somebody's here in sub-level 7. They must be coming after us.
You keep quiet. Can't be more than 2 or 3 of them. Possibly just a routine inspection by a couple of engineers. I'll turn out the lights so they won't suspect we're in here. Now, keep it here until I...
Getting close to me.
Yes, according to the chief engineer, the most likely place for Vogel and Grumman to hide out. The old engineering living room. It's right around this next turn.
What do we do? Rush them?
Maybe our best bet. Call your ray gun.
Ready, sir.
The door to the living quarters is just a few yards around the corner. Let's get them.
All right, Corey. Hold it. Hold it right where you are. Better go back the way you came, Corey. You can't get out. Go on. Get going.
Grumman, can you hear us? Then listen. All the entrances to the upper levels are guarded. You're trapped. If you don't believe me, just try to escape.
Listen, I know ways out of this top-level region that the engineers don't know about. You're the one who's trapped. Listen. Do you hear that, Corey?
Yes.
Those are the old atmosphere pumps. Right now, they're pumping raw ammonia and methane into the lower levels and separating the methane.
Cut them off, Grumman. I'm coming through that door.
I wouldn't try it. That door is built to shield against an explosion. The kind you're going to hear in a moment.
What does he mean, Commander?
He's bluffing, Happy. Methane isn't explosive. Neither is ammonia.
Not by themselves. You couldn't explode raw Saturn atmosphere. But, Commander, I'm pouring pure methane into the lower levels. And I'm going to explode that methane. I'm going to ignite it.
Even if you could, you wouldn't be such a fool. You'd blast all these lower levels apart.
That's right. And I can do it. Listen. Hear that, Corey?
Grumman, what are you doing?
Those are the old generators. I can overload them. Somewhere in the lower levels, something will blow out. The spark will ignite the methane.
Grumman, listen to me. You'll blow yourself up.
No, I won't. You and the cadet will get it first. Then the explosion will spread through the lower levels. There'll be panic up above. On the surface, and I can escape. Who's going to worry about capturing me and Vogel? And the whole city's exploding on the ground.
Turn off those generators! Commander, it's blowing up. Let me turn those generators off. You'll blow up the entire city.
That was the 10th sub-level. It's only a matter of seconds.
Come on, Happy. Let's charge that door. What's more, Happy?
I'm increasing the power, Corey.
With all your weight now, Happy, yes, sir?
They're broken in. Run for it, Vogel.
Get one on the hat. You turn off the generator.
Yes, sir. You're too late, Corey. Nothing you can do there.
Need some help, Happy?
No, I found the switches, sir. There.
Well, that does it, Happy. The danger's over. I'll handle Grumman. You hold Vogel.
Yes, Commander.
Commander, this man Grumman threatened my life. He forced me into the whole thing. He stole the platoon.
Yes, Vogel. When we get back to Terra, you can write us another note.
And this time, Vogel, do us a favor, will you? Sign your name.
An exciting preview of next week's Space Patrol adventure in just a moment.
This is Cadet Happy Gang. I just saw a top priority bulletin from communications. You know what it said? It said there isn't much more time to get a projectoscope because the offer soon ends. Jumping Jupiter, you just can't be without a projectoscope. Why, it's terrific. It's shaped like a rocket ship, the commander's rocket ship, and it's 6 inches long, and it's made of plastic, and it's blue and yellow, and it's got 4 big tail fins and a radar antenna, and gosh, I'm running out of breath because the projectoscope is just so wonderful I can't tell you about it fast enough. You better take over, Captain Tufeld. I'm grounded.
Well, gang, while Hap catches his breath, let me tell you about all the fun you can have with your projectoscope. First, you can show pictures on the wall with it. Comes with film containing 4 Space Patrol adventures, 24 pictures in all. Put this film in your projectoscope, blacken the room, push the radar antenna, and a picture flashes on the wall. To show a whole adventure, slide the film from picture to picture. It's a swell signal light, too. It flashes on and off, quick as a wink. Also, it throws a steady beam of light, so you can also use it like a regular flashlight. Now, remember that bulletin Hap mentioned? This offer will soon end. So, gang, send for your official Space Patrol projectoscope today. Buy a box of rice checks or wheat checks. Then, with your name and address, send 35 cents in coin and a rice checks or wheat checks box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are in a private space cruiser heading toward Jupiter, when suddenly...
It's a cosmic torpedo right off our port side.
Well, who could be firing at us?
I don't know, but he's within range. The next blast will get us sure.
He hit us that time, sir. The power's gone.
That's not all, Hap. The hull is punctured. We're losing all our air.
Be sure to listen next Saturday for the exciting story, Treachery in Outer Space, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol! Special bulletin for boys and girls in Dayton and Columbus, Ohio, and Baltimore, Maryland. Buzz Corey's own space battle cruiser, the Ralston Rocket, will be in your area next week. Don't miss it. The Ralston Rocket. Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Ken Mayer and Bella Kovach. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again present the new exciting Space Patrol! And be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol program on your local ABC television station. Consult your local paper for time and channel. Space Patrol came to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.